Was good. Was good. Was good. Ride solo. My brother working, so riding solo tonight. Happy to be back. Took a little time off. Had to get away from this for a minute and handle some real life stuff. So I hope everybody doing good. I hope everybody well out there. But you know the situation. The situation is still ongoing. You know what I'm saying? Got me a little Remy. Remy VSOV. What's up, Tiffany? What's up, Melissa? We back. Like I said, my brother gonna be out. He not in tonight, so it's a solo. T Glenn. But we're gonna do this. This is gonna be an open discussion. Like I said, I dropped the I'm gonna play some stuff that's been going on that I've been, paying attention to for the last week or so. And but I'm gonna drop the link, and y'all can tap in because I've been watching for the last week about this arrested parents, y'all. And it's gaining momentum. You know what I'm saying? It's a petition out. Boosie is out here, and it's a couple sides to the argument. I'm gonna give my personal take on it. Y'all can give y'all. What's up, Lil Mac? Y'all can give y'all take on it. Everybody got their own take on the parents, or what should happen, or what's going on. But I'm gonna give my take on it. But we know that they the horrible parents and they bad. They're not good people, you know what I'm saying? So let me share this screen. Because it's something, in the lieu of R. Kelly's situation. This is one thing I noticed, y'all, that's been happening. Me just sitting back, observing. So outside of the R. Kelly sphere of people who are more supportive of R. Kelly and know about the lies and all that, the general public, some of the mainstream blogs have been reporting some things, especially with Azarel's mother, right? And we're gonna get into that because that's a part of the argument that people using. But some of the mainstream people been, reporting, from the Vlads to the No Jumpers to On Site, other people they meant, because a lot of people, anything that favors R. Kelly in a good light or to help his case, they don't report it purposely. They know about a lot of these lies. They can easily report. They don't want to sell both sides. You could tell some of these blogs, they are definitely biased. I said, if you're going to tell it, whether you feel this man is guilty or whatever, at least put all the information out there. But what I've been noticing in the comments with a lot of people are waking up to certain things. It's a lot of lies. It's a lot of lies I hear about. It's a bunch of 12, 13-year-olds in this case. And that's not the case. A lot of people don't know much about this case at all. And that's okay. At least look into it before you open your big ass mouth. That's what I say to y'all. Open your mouth up. Before you open your mouth, look into the case. Just don't be online arguing with people and you have no idea what the hell you talking about. First off, y'all. So I want to put that out there for some people, because whether you want to fuss about this or whatever, I think that at least, we can have the information, all the information. So you just can't say, make up your mind. They talking about Aaliyah and all this other nonsense, y'all. Nah. But I've noticed people seeing this information, this little bit of information. We know it's tons and tons of information. A lot of y'all know that. Just seeing this little bit of information, some people are starting to question the sentence is bad, but question the whole conspiracy behind convicting this man. So I'm gonna play some stuff, but we're gonna start here. And I gotta put this out here, man, because we got to start a little roasting, y'all. We gotta have a little fun, you know what I'm saying? And before we start, and like I said, the link is in there. Y'all definitely hit that link, and we gonna have a discussion. Do you think the parents should be arrested, or do you think the whole arrest parents movement not a good thing? It's not a good. We're gonna talk about it. But before we go there, did y'all see this? Did y'all see this? Let me know in the chat that y'all see this. Do y'all see this? And please hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Share this. Do y'all see this? Y'all see this? See, this is when you drunk off clout. You going off clout. Look at this. I'm gonna play this without the music, but I'm gonna play it. I want y'all to just look at this person.
Faces some dough and make some gorilla cookies. I'm calling you ugly. I could stick your face in some dough and make some gorilla cookies.
Look at this ish, y'all. Y'all tell me, what in the world? What are we doing, man? What are we doing? What are we doing, y'all? What's up, J-Rock? What are we doing? What are we doing here, man? This is it's listen. Like I said, everybody has. Listen, y'all. Let me go back out of here. Everybody had a preference. You know what I'm saying? It's some people have no shame. Like that right there is like the father of your children just got sentenced to 30 years in the feds. A man that took care of you, that helped you in the height of the storm. When that dark cloud, remember you said that? When you were singing Happy People and all that. And this is what you're doing online. Oh my goodness, y'all. Y'all trying to tell me is that, but we're going to go into these parents. Because we got to. But I'm going to start with, I'm going to definitely start with the elephant in the room. And here's the elephant in the room that nobody really wants to talk about, right? Start. Now, these big blogs are picking this up now. Now, I know it's some people that watch, and a lot of people that watch, that comment, know and heard about this, and they know what's going on. But there are a lot of people that watch it that do not know what happened. So when we go into the case of Azarel, right? Azarel started off supporting R. Kelly, and then she turned federal witness, right? Informant, pretty much. Let's keep it above. And through all that, she was very instrumental in helping convict R. Kelly. Like straight up. But what people don't understand And what they should understand, just knowing that this is Robert Sylvester Kelly, or we just going to say R. Kelly. Everybody knows what this man contributed to music over the years. You have to be under a rock, and you have to be a fool not to know this. So if anybody take their child or daughter, whatever, or themselves around him, they're doing it for the whole purpose for them to get money. It's no other argument to it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So in these court documents, right? And this is out there for people to read, and people reading this, and what they're not doing. Some people gonna go in and look into the case and say, wait a minute. And once y'all really start looking into not only the federal case, not only the RICO, not only the Mann Act, but surviving R. Kelly. See, that was the stuff that you saw in court that they were able to put in court. But surviving R. Kelly is what really helped get the conviction. They was playing court before the man even stepped into a courtroom. And there was a lot of lies in that. It's a lot of channels. It's a lot of people that's in this chat, a lot of people that's listening, a lot of people that's online right now that have put out information after information discrediting these people. They're not attacking nobody. Nobody's being attacked. It's just you put out information. People got a right to discredit you or disagree with what you're saying. And it's been debunked. It's up to you, the viewer, the person, to look at this and say, however you feel about R. Kelly or what you've been told, let me look at all the evidence. Okay? So now in these documents, Azarel's mother. Now, these are some of the people that went on media tours, like they was promoting a book or album talking about this man. And she's in these documents corresponding with her daughter. And she says, Mom, well, you better get signed first, then married second. Mom, he's going to seduce you tonight. Jane, which is Azarel, LOL. Mom, you have to give him a massage before he go to bed. Jane, no, I doubt it. Mom, girl, you better, or he will get somewhere else too. Now, I want to put that. I just want to say to the mothers, what mother, and we're gonna take R. Kelly out of this. What mother, even if your daughter, your 17-year-old daughter, I don't care if your daughter 21, 25, what mother is coaching their daughter sexually to get a man? How does the mother benefit the daughter getting a man? You know why she was doing that? For money. The only reason they wanted their daughter at that concert trying to seduce this man. And here's another thing, and I'm going to get to it because it needs to be said. I heard that judge said that R. Kelly was a predator, preying on young girls. Turkey Neck Allred, Gloria Allred said that too. That he was preying on young girls. Predator prey, right? I hear preying on young girls. R. Kelly was not looking for none of these people. All of these women, all of these people were preying on him. They were preying on R. Kelly. This is predator preying on him for financial gain. Fake IDs. If a man wants 13, 14-year-old girls like y'all keep saying, why is he asking for identification? R. Kelly is not at a park. Boosie said it best, and I got to play this. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on a second. I got to play this. I got to play this, y'all. We gonna we going into this parent stuff because this need to be broke. This need to be broke down. You know what I'm saying? All of this is gonna be broke down tonight, y'all. This need to be broke down. Shout out to Boosie. Shout out to Boosie. Here we go.
A lot of black people is just tearing them down. All this stuff this man has done for music. If this man has done shit bigger than Michael Jackson, Elvis. If this was Elvis and he got 30 years and the mamas them knew that the daughters was fucking, they'll have 1 million white people out there right now protesting. We sentenced, they'll have 1 million white people protesting right now.
Right. Elvis.
I'm gonna tell you what my people do to their people.
Elvis married a 14-year-old.
That's exactly.
Okay, let me stop that right there. I'm gonna go back a little bit because I love the passion with Boosie. Shout out to Boosie. I always fuck with Boosie, man. Real dude. A real dude. Y'all keep sending Boosie them transcripts and stuff. Cause Boosie I'm telling y'all, Boosie don't give a fuck. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all hear this white man, Vlad. What Vlad said. White man. He said Elvis married a 14-year-old girl. There's a movie that just came out, hit the box office. Elvis just had a movie. You don't see no protests. You don't see nothing. Even the devil, Vlad, is working with the police. Even he could not rebuttal Boosie's argument. Because he said, Elvis married a 14-year-old girl. Even he had to admit it. Understand what I'm saying? Even he had to admit it. Huh? Even he had to say, well, Elvis married a 14-year-old girl. I just wanted to put that out there. He said it. The devil said, man, yeah, Elvis did marry a 14-year-old girl. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Ain't nobody saying shit.
We sentenced, they'll have 1 million white people protesting right now.
Right. Elvis.
I'm gonna tell you what my people do to their people.
Elvis married a 14-year-old.
That's exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. How we tear down each other. 30 years is an excessive sentence. Excessive. There are people kill people every day and get less time than that. That man was done wrong. It's a re-sentencing. The mama should be charged. I'm pretty sure he was fucking the mama and the daughters too. What?
Wait up. Wait on now. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Boosie. Wait a minute, Boosie. Hold on, Boosie. Hold on, Boosie. Shout out to Boosie, though. Here, shout out Boosie. Let's throw Boosie out there. Go ahead, Boosie.
Just what you want, and I know just what you need, girl. Let me try to Boosie. Hey, I'm not fooling around with you. That's right, baby, my love is true.
Get it.
Is where I wanna be. If you need someone, hey.
That's what I'm talking about. You can't move the streets. The streets ain't scared of y'all. When y'all be talking all that stuff, shaming the street, the dudes in the street, they ain't scared of y'all. Y'all ain't about to move nobody. I told y'all ain't moving nobody around here. We already told y'all here that that's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Now Boosie telling y'all that ain't about to happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing on this. Shout out to Boosie. Boosie ain't the only one. Because we got to give credit where credit is due, y'all. And you know, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. We have to. Listen, when people disrespectful and they do things, we call them out. But when people do shady stuff, we call them out. But when people do solid stuff, like Boosie is solid. He risking a lot, but Boosie is at a point in his career, man. He ain't gotta listen, man. Boosie ain't gotta kiss up to these people, man. Boosie ain't gotta rock with these people like that. He doing him, and I respect him for that. You know what I'm saying? So somebody gotta say it. A lot of people don't really want to say it, but I respect him for saying it. Now we got to throw other respect out here, y'all. And there's another brother this is another brother right here that we talked about and we support on this channel is Chris Brown. We support Chris Brown. We support what he's going through. Talented brother. It's another brother that's talented, put a lot in the music, and they've been trying to come out to him. This man been fighting. I think Chris Brown probably been fighting these people and fighting for his career probably for the last 10, 15 years. Probably about 13, 14 years since the Rihanna situation. He's been fighting. They've been trying to get this man. So I'm about to play this because when people say things wrong, Chris Brown said the right thing. Chris Brown on R. Kelly. Here we go.
As bad as I want to help him, it's like shit. I done been through that too. Okay, when you go through that, you in there, you know. But shit, I can just send my love and what I can. You know what I'm saying?
Is it?
Send my brother's freedom.
Do you look at it different, Chris, when you know what you have to go through, and when you see somebody else starting to go through it, just a little something as well?
Shit, I know what they're going through. Shit.
Yeah.
You know, I think we always got a spotlight on us anyway. As far as you know, we got a lot of power.
So now, this dude right here learned a lot from R. Kelly. Probably as a young man coming in the game. You coming in the game in the 2000s, R. Kelly is the biggest thing in music. R. Kelly put you on this wing, show you love. All these other grown old niggas that turned on him. But because Chris Brown went through so much and he got his name dragged through the mud, they try to take his freedom away from him. He understands the feeling to be wrongly and falsely accused. To this day, this man has still had to record conversations and interactions he's had with women to say, okay, the woman saying it's consensual. These people have been coming after this young man for years. So he understands what R. Kelly is going through. He didn't do all, man, this little girls. And he's like, man, he feel like he don't know what to do, what he can do for R. Kelly, because everybody know them 30 years is bullshit. Them 30 years is bullshit. Shout out to Chris Brown. That's why I said Chris Brown and Boosie, I'm telling you, this 30 years gonna backfire on you. They thought, oh, we gonna get this man 30 years and it's gonna be the end of the world, and everybody's just gonna be like, oh yeah, we just gonna go to bed and it ain't nothing. Nope. It's gonna be different. It's making people look at the case and say, man, I can't. 30 years, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of years. You know what I'm saying? So I want to it's a lot of liars. I want to play something before we go into this y'all hit that link. I'm going to drop this link in here for y'all to hit to join, come through. Because we about to go into the debate, y'all. The great debate about the parents. You know what I'm saying? Here's the link. And I'm about to drop this. Hey, I ride solo. What's up, Stephanie Candy? Shout out to everybody. But here we go. We gonna I'm gonna play something real quick, and this is telling. And I was listening to this the other day. But I thought this was very, very, very interesting. This was very interesting to me. And I want y'all to listen to this. And I want y'all to understand something. Now, shout out to the Art of Dialogue. Art of Dialogue is a pro Tupac channel. Tupac is no longer here. We know that Pac was accused of some horrible things. But in this interview, this sister was Tupac's girlfriend for 3 years. And she's going to say some stuff in this interview that's telling to what's going on now with R. Kelly, what you seeing with Chris Brown, what you going to see with Trey Songz, what you seen throughout the years, and what about black men. But listen to this, y'all.
I found 2 articles online by the New York Daily News. One of the articles was about the police searching Tupac hotel room after he got accused of assault by a female named Ayanna Jackson. And they said that they found a sex tape involving you and Tupac. And they said that you looked underage and under the influence. And the second article was Tupac attorney replying to the news and saying that you wasn't underage and you wasn't under the influence. If you don't mind, break all that down for me. You and Tupac making a sex tape and the police searching Tupac hotel room and finding the tape and you finding out the news that they got it.
I don't know. We were just having fun. We was drinking, but I wasn't intoxicated. Like I didn't know my surroundings. We had some weed. We drank. And we was just having fun. He had a camcorder he had just got, and he was doing what some people do. I usually don't do that, but I did it with him, and I didn't expect for it to go the way it went. And it was his lawyer that was the one that came and met me, and then, you know, told the cops and the press that he had interviewed the, in fact, person. And they took that tape when they came to arrest him for the sexual assault. They confiscated, you know, I guess a whole bunch of stuff. We're looking for any type of evidence. And they saw that tape. We were both, what's hilarious is we weren't that fucked up. Like, it was weed, it was a drink or 2 or 3. And, you know, what ended up happening with that was they put that out. His lawyer, well, he called me, told me his lawyer would be contacting me, his lawyer's name, you know, and that he was going to come have lunch with me and we would discuss, you know, he needed to interview me to see what direction he was going to need to take this in. But as truth would have it, I'm not going to say my age, but I'm sure I don't look how old I really am. And when I was young, I looked younger than I was, but I wasn't underage. After speaking to his lawyer, you know, his lawyer had given me a good suggestion because he said he wasn't going to tell the police who I was, but that didn't mean that they couldn't find out or that they wouldn't keep investigating it further. So, you know, he said if I had somewhere to, like, you know, kind of lay low and get out of the mix, it would be a good time to do that. I think my mother, probably more so my father, would have not been cool with that. You know, I would have hated to, you know, at the time it was taboo. I wouldn't have liked that to come out. But, you know, I think it is true. They were looking for any little thing to charge this man with, and they tried it with that and blew it out of proportion. You know, I remember being on the train with some of my friends and seeing this paper right before Thanksgiving and knowing, I knew from the moment that I saw it that it had to be me because, oh my God, that tape was months old and he just kept taking it with him everywhere he went. And I was like, luck would have it, they would snatch that. So I don't know whatever happened to the tape. I guess I don't know, but
do you think the police still got that videotape in their possession or no?
That's a good question. I would say it is probably two things. Either when the case was over, they gave it back to him, but he never said nothing about it. And maybe they still believe that there was a minor. Who knows? Because, like I said, his lawyer, Mr. Warren, never gave them my name, or they destroyed it because I think they only hold evidence for a certain amount of time. Another alternative could be someone stole it out who knows? I don't know. I don't know where that tape is. I doubt it will ever see the light of day. But that's a good question. I wonder where it is.
Crazy, man. They was trying to do Tupac dirty, huh? Because he just got caught up with the Ayanna Jackson incident. The chick that accused him of assault. Because he got arrested on November 18, 1993, and that article was on November 26, so don't find in the tape. So, yeah, that's crazy, man. And they try to find you and pressure you to go at Tupac. So, yeah, man, that sounds like a setup, man.
I think if they would have got their hands on me, they probably would have tried that. But that would have never, I would have never done that. And I'm just thinking how dirty cops can be. They probably would have been like, oh, the whole world's going to, and that's why, his lawyer said, if you have relatives or you have somewhere you can go, he was like, because if they do find out who you are, you could have a frenzy, a media frenzy outside your front door. And I was not going to have that. And as well as that, but I just didn't want to make things worse for his situation. So it's like, no police contact, no conversation needs to be had, so, but his lawyer gave his card. He told me, if anything, he would put me with a lawyer because he couldn't represent both of us in that situation. It would be a conflict of interests, and, but he gave me some pointers on how to handle myself. And it was funny because Pop was like, you really impressed my lawyer. He really liked you. He was talking so highly of you. And I was like, oh, that's so nice. So, okay, So then you're like, did he see the fucking tape? But, yeah, that was the situation. I think that also made him see I was not a fair weather friend. I was there for him. And I, would never have turned on him in that situation. They were trying to probably, establish a pattern of conduct because their case was not as strong as they were trying to pretend it was. So if you could get a whole bunch of women to, jump on the bandwagon like what they do nowadays, and not to discredit people who have been abused or in situations, but there are cases where, people say, hey, maybe a paycheck, a payday. Let's all say, hey, something happened to me, which is foul because it discredits women that something really did happen. And in my case, there was nothing that happened. It happened then. It happened after. We were dating. So that's what people who date do.
If it was just so more, it is a lot of women like her that are stand-up women. Understand that, y'all. It is a lot of women, black women, white. It's a lot of women that are stand-up like she is. That was 1993 when the police was trying to set Tupac up. And she said something that was very, very, very interesting. The interesting thing that she said was, not like these women today. Oh, I can see a payday. Oh, I can say he did something to me. So if the police was pulling that back in the 90s, you think they ain't pulling that now? Now everybody's a victim. They leave their house and go do this, and everybody's a victim. Y'all just drop that link. I'm going to drop the link one more time. Y'all can hit that link. So the big question is, it's a lot of arguments. Like I said, I want to hear both arguments about these parents. Should the parents be arrested? should the parents be arrested? If the parents are being arrested, is that saying R. Kelly is guilty of something? I've heard that argument. People say if you're saying arrest the parents, that means R. Kelly is guilty of something because they be like co-conspirators or something like that. Or should the parents be arrested for extortion? Y'all tell me. Let's go into this. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's have an honest conversation. What is the next move? Because the move is you got a lot of other people looking at this right now. They looking at R. Kelly right now, and they saying, hey, look, we see something wrong. And I'm hearing a lot of people saying arrest the parents. Is the arrest the parents the right move? Y'all let me know, because that's what I keep hearing about. Arrest the parents, arrest the parents, arrest the parents. And I'm like, is that the right move? Y'all let me know if that's the right move or not. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to give y'all my opinion on it. I feel like this. I think people should be arrested for lying. People should be arrested for fraud. People should be arrested for extortion. That's what I think. I personally think they should be arrested for. If R. Kelly was trafficking this girl, then what the hell was they doing? If R. Kelly just taking him from state to state because he's a singer, that's what he do. He travels. They was acting like R. Kelly was like a pimp, or R. Kelly was prostituting this girl or these women. These people was moving around free will. And they threw it all on R. Kelly. R. Kelly doing this, R. Kelly doing this. That's why I think they should be charged. But I am not stupid enough to believe, right, that they will be charged. I believe a lot of people made deals. I believe a lot of people probably, federal informants, allegedly. But I want to hear from y'all. Hit that link. Should they be charged? Y'all let me know. You know what I'm saying? We gonna talk about this. Should they be locked up? Because I'm hearing it. I'm hearing all different type of arguments. But should they just go away? Like, it's over. R. Kelly's next move is appeal. That's his next move. I personally believe, this is my what's up, Lil Mac? Let me say this, Lil Mac. I believe, this is my personal belief, I believe R. Kelly's going to win his appeal. I believe R. Kelly won't do no more than 5 years total. That's my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? And he'll come home. That's my personal opinion. But should these people be charged? What's up, Lil Mac?
What's up, Matt? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. What's going on?
When it comes to the parents, yes, I think they should be charged. Like, especially when it comes to Jane Doe number 5, which is Azriel Claire's mother, she should be charged. And the charge that Rob was facing, I think that should be whatever she was facing with her, he should be knocked out because her mother enticed her to be with this man. He didn't know she was 17 at the time. The mother knew she was 17. She lied about her age. Not only she did, her mother did, and she lied to the police about this guy today. Because when she went to the hotel, here R. Kelly, got a number. The mama got the number, texted him. So boom, she go meet him up at the hotel. We thinking this chick, 18, legal, ready to go. When he get there, the police knock on the door. He asked the girl, "Are you sure you 18?" She said, "Yes, I'm 18." Then the police come in there, verify ID, and it says she's 18. Then she said, "Okay, the police officer, call your mother and let your mother know that you here and you okay." Call the mother. The mother said 18. So boom, bam. Then after that, not kid you not now, R. Kelly still thinking she's 17. The mother coerced her, enticed her to go be with this man, travel to California, even, he was in Florida doing the show, travel 8 hours to go be with him. Do all that now. R. Kelly still thinking she's 18, legal of age. So
okay.
now, what they charge him in an indictment is that he said with the man that he was traveling across state lines with her, with the consent of having sex. But that's not the case, because for one, he's not committing no man act, because he was there doing shows. His intention wasn't to have sex with her, but her mother already had the intention of her to go out there and be with him, to entice him to do all. I don't know per se that it was sex, but we all know from the text message they received. But the judge didn't allow the parents to be subpoenaed, the mother, those text messages to be played out in court. And I think that right there alone, I can't say every parent should be arrested, because that can kind of implicate their kids, it's guilty or something. But that mother right there needs to be locked up. She needs to go to jail, because she and lied to R. Kelly, having that man texting that R. Kelly, thinking that girl, both her and her mother, as a matter of fact, thinking that man was thinking that young lady was 18, which is legal of age of all states, by the way. So that when it comes to federal charges, so they don't have no case. For one, that's not on him to to be held accountable for that, because her mother put her in that position. R. Kelly didn't coerce or entice or go get her. They came to them. Yeah, he might have gave her the number, but he thinking she's 18. For one, she lied to get in that Funk Fest tour before they, to even get his number, because she said she was 17. When you go to those concerts, you got to be 18. Oh, so they been lying the whole time. He thinking this chick 18 because she had this concert. You got to be 18 old to get in the concert. So I can't per se every parent, but her most definitely, as Claire, need to be locked up and going to jail.
So let me ask you this. Okay, so what you describing to me is her mother. Now we seen the document, so you can read that she is actually like coercing or assisting. Her daughter knew what she wanted to do, right? I'm not saying that she Azarel was like just some timid baby and didn't know what was going on, right? But her mother wasn't helping her. I believe, this is my personal opinion, I believe that their whole intention was to use her in a form of prostitution for their own financial benefit. That is trafficking, in my opinion, right? And would R. Kelly be considered a John? But he was convicted like he was a pimp, if you understand what I mean.
Right, yeah. That's what they're saying. They basically saying that he doing, the coercing, that her to come be with him. But that's not true, because she sent up testing him, telling him he wanted her to fly out to California. She wanted that. So he didn't have to do that, though. What they accused him of, the mother and her was setting all that up. All he did was say, I want you to come out and be with me, but not knowing he thinking she 18, but he was not the, to pimp her out, have sex with her. He was just wanting to be with her, but it was proven. But we can see that clearly that the mother was setting all this up. And if it got to be consensual between those two, the mother, knowing what was going on, so you can't blame him. Me personally, I think that when it comes to her, that mother should be locked up. When it comes to accusers, the ones lied about their age, they should be held accountable for lying about their age. And whoever mother, I don't know the aspect of all the mothers, but whoever mother knew that their daughter was underage and let it got away with it, some shit happened to them, though. If that's true, if y'all alleging that this man did all this stuff, y'all got these parents, consenting and cool with it, they should be held accountable too. And all the people, y'all saying here, Rico, so y'all need to be going to get the people that was, helping them do it if it's true. So therefore, lets me know that it's BS, because if it was a true Rico, he would have more co-defendants, more people would be locked up, more parents, more co-workers and all that. People you have from Sony should even be charged.
Oh yeah, it would be
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it would be a grand conspiracy. There would be 30, 40 people in that.
But they don't want
it's paper trail.
Right. They don't want them. They only want R. Kelly because he's, you know what I'm saying, the big fish. He's the name. You know what I'm saying? He's the name that's gonna hold everything again, bring everybody to come to the trials, make money off the trials and all that. Sony owed this man, so I wouldn't be specific that they might have thrown him to the wolves. So
I mean, and look, Lil Mac, we got to understand something. $1 billion is nothing to sneeze at.
No, it's not.
Let's just say R. Kelly sued him and he got $500 million. That's a lot of money. And you think they want to pay all that out to anybody, let alone R. Kelly, a black man. I'm just being honest. So if they got to make a call, you know what I'm saying? If they got to set you up, I mean, they could have set him up years. Like, this could be a little bigger than what we actually think. It's just weird to me, the way I've been sitting back looking at it, that the media is on point with the government. It's like they almost like they some blogs, since Boosie been talking, they showed the exchange and all that, but it seemed like people were actually scared, which makes me believe that it's something bigger than what it actually is. And I believe it goes back to that $1 billion that man was owed. That's my personal opinion. But when it comes to the parents, I agree with your argument, Lil Mac. Like, okay, Lil Mac, let me ask you, how did Azarel meet R. Kelly? For people that don't know.
She met him at a Fun Fest concert where you have to be 18 up to enter. Because if you're a minor, you can't go on no concert when this man is talking about sex, me, and all this stuff. Basically, that if they would have found out that girl was lying about her age, that could have got the people that was running that venue in trouble. If they had an underage person and something happened to them, that would have had a bad effect on the people that's running that venue. So, for one, they already lied to get her in the concert. Okay. Then they got the number. The mother texted her, knowing that her child is 17. Know what I'm saying? After everything, you know what I'm saying? He with her, he found out she was 17. He sent her back home. The mother, that's after the California thing and everything. The mother signed a slip, and the father, she was 3 months from being 18 at this time, let her to come back to California. So I'm not California, South Chicago. So if she was 17 for 3 months being 18 while she was in Chicago, that's not a crime because the age of consent in Chicago is 17. 17, yep. So if anything that pertains to Azarel Clare, I think R. Kelly should not be charged with it. Me personally, I think all this shit he's going through is some BS because he's a big fish. He's like the next on the tone pole for is like a Bill Cosby type level because Michael Jackson dead. You got Prince gone, he's died. Rest in peace to those legends. Whitney Houston dead, rest in peace to her. And all these people, you know what I'm saying, gone, and they probably at the end of their life, they were one day, you know what I'm saying, what was older than them.
And you just said it. Hey, Lil Mac, you just said it. You just gave the hierarchy. Michael Jackson, Prince, Whitney Houston, R. Kelly. That's the 4. So the other 3 are gone. They already came after the other 3 when they was living. Some way. Michael Jackson with the kids. Prince went through the whole slave thing, the financial stuff, right? Whitney called her a crackhead, and I think eventually somebody did something to her. It's suspicious, very suspicious. Her and her daughter deaf. So who would be next naturally, right? It would be R. Kelly.
Right. Then after R. Kelly, then you really ain't got nobody that said that's on that hard right now. So
exactly
what they doing, sending this up in line, because like after R. Kelly, probably about 10 or 15 years now, it might be Chris Brown, somebody like that to that. Because he's, you know what I'm saying, the hottest R&B star out of, if you take R. Kelly away, who's most popular R&B star right now? Chris Brown. So
and they came after him.
So they already sent these plays up in motion. It's just we so gullible to the fact when it comes to R. Kelly, we think this man like underage girls. So you mean to tell me, okay, you got all these girls in the Chicago indictment, right? A lot of these chicks talking about they were 16, 17. We know for a fact 2 of them lied about their age. So you mean to tell me out of all those females, they know R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, he like young women. Now we ain't gonna dispute that. He like women that's 18 and up. So you mean tell me those 16, 17-year-olds then lie about the age to get with this man?
And another thing, Lil Mac, majority of the women that was on Surviving R. Kelly that's out here speaking are grown women. I'm just saying, it's a narrative that it's little 13, 14-year-old girls in this case. A lot of people do not know about Ashanti, Lisa Van Allen. We already proved, right, that she lied about her initial age when she said she married R. Kelly. Kitty Jones, most of them were adults when they started dealing with R. Kelly, right? And what they did was did the whole, my man, he left me in the room, the cult thing. See, they started playing games with us. And a lot of people fell for it because it was the height of the Me Too. R. Kelly pretty much got thrown in the Me Too. And that's the reason why he's in jail. If it was any other time, let's say it was the 90s, when they came after Mike Tyson and Tupac, and even when Kobe in the 2000s, people would have ran them out of there with that. Right. Black or not. They would have ran them up out of here like, what? You 35 years old and you talking about some man tell you you can't leave out your room? That's abusive. These people have made platforms. Gloria Allred is playing these black dumb females, man. They stupid. Super stupid. But what I'm saying is, and I agree with you, Lil Mac, it is for the parents not being charged, because to say it's people, they're online admitting they brought their kids to events. They flew out to California. They did this and did this. They presented business deals to this man, meaning they wanted him to give them money. Right. That's all that means.
It all boils down to money when it comes to Angelo, Clary, Tim Savage. At the end of the day, they all wanted money. They know the fact that R. Kelly was down there, and R. Kelly got money. Tim Savage said it himself. He told one of his former co-workers at a car dealership he was working out in Atlanta. He told this man Pacific. This man got on the internet and said now, he said, I don't know no accusers. I'm not defending R. Kelly, but I know Tim Savage personally. He told me that if Tim Savage did not pay me the money, R. Kelly not pay me the money to date my daughter, I'm going to go to the media and say he got a held against her will. And that's exactly what he did. And not only that, he even admitted that Faith Rogers lied. He also admitted that Dream Hampton and what's her name? Tamara Simmons, all those people that had a hand in surviving R. Kelly knew that these chicks were lying, but they invested so much money into it, so they just went on in. Shout out to Andrew White.
Yeah, shout out to him. Yup, definitely.
He did an interview with another blog, I think the Real Dana, and he was saying that he made a great point. What has Dream Hampton did for black women since after surviving R. Kelly era? Why she haven't, paid the money she got off surviving R. Kelly? Why she haven't contributed that money to those accusers and put them in, get some type of help? Because I'm pretty sure Dream Hampton made a bag off surviving R. Kelly. And accusers didn't get number what, $1,000, $5,000 floor. Told all your Leslie, if this stuff is true, told all your personal business, and they didn't do nothing for you. They played you. And it's Dream Hampton is somebody that's Dream Hampton working for that's bigger than her to go along with this stuff, because for one, who knows Dream Hampton? Don't nobody know. The only thing you know her from is from Vibe. So somebody in the high ups paid her to produce that documentary on R. Kelly. It's the rabbit hole gets deep and it's big, but a lot of stuff gonna come out though. It just
how big is it? Hey, Lil Mac, how big is it? Is it big. Really that real big?
It's big. I think if some people in the higher up, probably Sony, knowing that R. Kelly, it's time to recoup his money, and the parents, they played on the parents, and it's time of Me to move. All this stuff was perfect timing. Everything was strategic. But okay, Sony knew if Sony wanted to help R. Kelly get out this jam, they could have helped him easily. Got out. Yeah. They sat back and let these people, Time's Up, Gloria Allred, Michael Avenatti, Kim Fox, whoever, destroy this man's name, tarnish his legacy, because they knew he was up to get that money and they don't want to pay that man. So they just went with the flow. Oh, the parents coming out saying he do this, man. We ain't gonna do that. But think about it. Sony allegedly dropped R. Kelly. I don't know if they part ways or he dropped him or whatever, however that happened, but they, you know what I'm saying, not working with each other. Jive didn't do that when he was facing that trial back in 2002 or 2008, whenever the trial took place.
No, they didn't, y'all.
I'm sorry, the trial took place in 2008. Jive, you know what I'm saying, rolled with him, stuck with him, because he was hot then. R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, not disrespect R. Kelly, he's one of the best R&B singers there ever is. He's down there my favorite R&B singer. His career kind of, after the one of the albums, his career kind of started winding down, trimming down. So he was hot, but he wasn't hot as he was back in 2000 when he dropped TP2 or something like that.
But let me tell you something. J-Rock, Lil Mac, J-Rock dropped something. I think it was a few lives back. I pulled up an article with Sony and R. Kelly. They said they mutually dissolved the relationship, but they kept his entire catalog from 2016 back. So all the R. Kelly's music right now, y'all, R. Kelly has gained, I think it's 300,000 extra listeners on Spotify. It's ridiculous. The numbers for R. Kelly's support, I'm talking about the music, it's out of the through the roof. They can't understand it. Let me tell y'all something. They can't understand this. So Apple Music, R. Kelly is trending. He's so hot right now. Kells is so hot, right? That they can't stop him. But they are benefiting financially off him.
Oh, they is. But yeah, like J-Rock was saying though about Sony, I figured they wanted everybody to think they dropped him because they knew that if he was miraculous with a guy this situation, they know he was going to be hot and they want to work with him again. That's what I think too. So probably telling everybody they dropped, but they probably didn't part ways because they still paying R. Kelly money though. He's getting sick and pay royalties. They still paying him. So it's possible they still doing, you know what I'm saying, got a little deal or something going on because they you never know what these records, they very shady, man. So they doing what the public what they want them to do. But I believe personally that if they want to help him get out this situation, Sony could put the money up, get him in the turners he wants. But he got a good turner right now, just for Bojangles. So, but they could have been bought Tom Reservoir, bought all these people, you know what I'm saying? But they knew it was time for him to ante up and pay him what they owed him. So I think that's why they just sat back and said, okay, we're going to see if he get out this situation, you know what I'm saying? So they played on everybody's mind, like J-Rock said, probably had them thinking that they dropped him, telling everybody that they dropped him, but because they probably is, you know what I'm saying, got something in the works, you know what I'm saying, thinking that he might, you know what I'm saying, come home. And they don't want to look like we did this, you know what I'm saying, because these people, these white people, man, they very, not bashing white people, they very slick on how what they do and very strategic on how they move.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm going to follow people on the panel. I'm probably sure they want to speak.
Yeah. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah. How everybody doing tonight, man?
We good. Now, Will, let me ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the parents should be charged in the R. Kelly case? Criminally charged?
I do. I do.
Why?
Yeah. I mean, because I feel like they need to, be up in there like just as much as he do. I mean, if they gonna lock him up, give him all this time, I think the parents that knew about all of this from way back, I feel like they should be doing time as well.
So you think, and a lot of people feel the way you feel, Will. A lot of people feel like, okay, R. Kelly got 30 years. A lot of people mad that he got 30 years, right?
Right.
So they like, if he got 30 years, y'all need to get 30 years.
Yep. I would say so. Yep. I agree with that.
So you think they should get time?
Yep. They got to.
Wouldn't that be a conflict of interest? In my opinion, I think that would be a kind of conflict of interest because only way, in my opinion, they should get 30 years like him if he's absolutely guilty. Or they set him up. So if they get 30 years, that means they have to let him out on appeal. Because listen, There are documents out there, Will, of the mother coercing her daughter to prey on this man.
Mhm.
That's the opposite of the narrative that we heard. So what do you think about that?
That means that is if they got documentation, then I mean that's something that they can go off of. But I mean, at this particular point in time, can they really give those parents the same amount of time that they gave him?
I mean, they could, but they not. I don't think they're gonna get no time. That's my personal opinion. Whether people hope they will, I just think the system. I don't trust the system, so I'm more like the same way I was like they gonna get this man some time. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the system is corrupt. That's me. That's just my personal opinion. And I feel like they're not gonna do if the system did the right thing, he wouldn't even be in there from the first.
Right. You know the system was corrupt when they, you know what I'm saying, brought this indictment to trial, and he's the only one have facing charges on a RICO.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So how can you fight that? So let's look at it. Let's just look at it like that, right? His best avenue is appeal. True. But for them, they got away with it. They online right now. It's a man online, one of the parents, who is admitting online that he sent his 15-year-old daughter and his 18, 19-year-old daughter. He's not sure how old she was, 18, 19, but she was adult, right? But he sent them while he stayed at a hotel with some man he never met. And they stayed out to the wee hours of the morning of the next day for R. Kelly concert. To me, just to me, there's no father, no person that's going to send their child, who they say is a singer, to meet R. Kelly unless they see a financial benefit.
It's two things I see with that. Either it was a financial gain, or they say, okay, R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, like young women, I'm gonna let him date my daughter. Maybe I can get some money out of it. It was either that, or they try to set him up. Okay, if we catch him in the act with my underage daughter, I can go to the media and say he did this, because they know that everybody, let's be real, everybody know about R. Kelly and the allegations, man, about the tape. You know, about the video. So there is no denying that they didn't know that. So either they was in there okay and saying, okay, we're gonna he don't like older women. Who can I, my daughter's a singer, so I'm gonna let them probably date my daughter. If she like him, they go to date, that's money in my pocket. But if he don't want to play ball, I can also say that he tried to, you know what I'm saying, harm my daughter. He know he like, everybody know he like allegedly like underage girls. No, that's the rumor though. I know that's not true, but I'm just saying that's the rumor that's out there. So it's a setup one way or the other.
Yeah. And here's the thing: what father is going to stay in a hotel? And this out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna stay in the hotel and say, "Oh, they ain't got a ticket for me. I'm gonna stay in the hotel, but I'm gonna send my 15." Now, here's the thing:
stay in my hotel with me, not no strangers.
Or if you don't got a ticket to the show, I'm gonna go to the show. I'm gonna be there. I'm not sending my daughter with nobody. Now, his 18-year-old, 19, he can't remember how old she was. She's the one that ended up with R. Kelly, and she's the one that's engaged to R. Kelly reportedly, right now. And she's not talking to him.
So did the father attend the event?
No, he stayed at the hotel. Now make that make sense to me.
I'm just being real. Yeah. Why would you let you said your 15, your 18-year-old go with a grown man you not know?
You don't even know him.
You trying to catch them in the accident? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? You should, if you was a father, you should have, know what I'm saying, got them, your girl, the 18 and 15, a hotel room together. Mm-hmm. At the same hotel you was in. You shouldn't even let nobody even, know what I'm saying, play with your child like that. So, you know what I'm saying? So these parents gotta be even. They ain't gonna arrest them. They still gotta take the blame for, because they had they basically, you know what I'm saying, put R. Kelly around them. Jane Doe number 5, her mother wouldn't have did what she did, as real claim what she did. Azrael want to be in the shit that she's in right now. If he did something or didn't do something, these parents put their child in this position to get harmed. Now you can't speak on these other old adult women because they are age and they know right from, they know better. But when you got parents sending underage girls and some shit, that's on the parent. I don't even, if there are underage girls, I'm not somewhat blaming R. Kelly because he didn't go, you know what I'm saying, take them and hold them against their will. Y'all brought them to them, so y'all are at more fault than he is. You catch what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If something happened, that's on y'all because y'all put them in that position, in that predicament for them something to happen to them.
If you sent your 14-year-old daughter out the house, and Child Protective Services will come and they will take your child from you, and probably you will get arrested. But why? Listen, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not wishing this on nobody. If a 14-year-old girl is outside of the house all night long at some concert around grown people, right? I'm not saying she is not the one who had any dealings with R. Kelly sexually, but I'm just saying, throwing this out. He's admitting to this. If Child Protective Services, right, was called, they will take that child from you because that child could be in danger around adults, probably drinking and smoking and whatever. There's no way in the world.
But then another thing too, these parents know the lifestyle that celebrities had. You got sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Why would you put your child into that shit? And then my thing is, there's no way a 15 and 16-year-old should be out at the club partying, talking about, you know what I'm saying, music with a man if they ain't got no manager with them or no parents with them. You see
nobody to represent them.
Bow Wow, Romeo, and Romeo always had Master P around and watch his back when he was a child. Bow Wow had his mother. The list goes on. When you got parents trying to get in the industry, you're gonna be around. The parents are always gonna be around the person in the industry. Because think about it now. Never heard anything happen to these Disney Channel stars till after they became adults. They just fucked themselves mind. I don't know what the hell they got going on right now. They crazy, but back then though, they had parental guidance. You know what I'm saying? The parent manager watching over them. So, like I just said just previously, if the parents took them to him, it's not his fault. It's the parents' fault. Though, if that happened, they should be held just as much accountable as R. Kelly, not even more. That's the point. But I think, though, if you send up, it's a catch-22 because you basically saying that the parents are guilty. You kind of the same way that R. Kelly is guilty by saying it. So you got to be careful how you word that. If y'all catch what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand that. That's what I've been saying. Yup.
What up, Mad Pill?
What's good? What's good?
Well, go ahead and lay the question on me.
Okay, J-Rock, I'm gonna throw it on you too. All right. So, everybody's saying arrest the parents, right? This is the petition, and it's got ground, it got legs, right? In your opinion, J-Rock, do you think the arrest the parents is helping R. Kelly or hurting him? Or should the parents be arrested?
Well, so far you got 2 for 2, so I guess I'm gonna make it 3 for 3. I think they should be arrested also. Mainly because if you really take a look at this whole thing, you know, Angelo Clary, because if you go back to the Gayle King interview, she glossed over the fact that she said, well, Azriel's parents had business ventures they wanted to
Hey, yo, J-Rock.
Clarity.
I mean to cut y'all real quick. Hey, Pill, I'm finna step out. I'm still on the panel, but I'm gonna be on mute.
Oh, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead, Jay.
Okay. What I was saying was, in the Gayle King interview, she said that the Clarys had business ventures that they were trying to introduce Mr. Kelly, which he declined, but she never wanted to go into detail as to what kind of business ventures those were. Now, is it the fact that maybe she knew and didn't want to share it, or if the Clarys never really shared with her the type of business ventures those were? Actually, kind of make it seem like, okay, we had legitimate reasons for doing business with them, but for some reason he didn't want to do business with us because I think personally they didn't really share him with Gayle King I never give Gayle King a pass on nothing. I never do. But I think in this particular instance, they probably didn't because they probably would have thought that those business ventures were absolutely crazy. No way.
Okay, J-Rock, wait, let me stop you because I know what the business venture is. I want you to tell it is almost 90 people in this room. I want you to tell the people what the business venture is. They may think you playing, but I want you to tell the people what the business venture that they want R. Kelly to invest in is. Go ahead.
Well, number one, let me start. I'm gonna save the craziest one for last.
Okay, go ahead.
The first one of the ones was Angelo Clary wanted to do the lighting for R. Kelly's shows, i.e. his tour and everything else. I guess he had a small lighting business, but he already had a professional that's been already doing it for the better part of a decade of about 15 years or so. So why would he want to switch his switch that type of business relationship he already had with somebody doing his lighting to you for thinking you doing him a favor? But he's the one with the brand. He's the one who's been like I've always said, the greatest singer-songwriter of the modern era. Why would he change his brand up just to switch with you, knowing your business venture is way smaller than what you can handle when it comes to a tour of his magnitude? That's one. And number two, the crazy venture.
Okay.
Talking about promoting and selling a singing dildo.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Let me repeat that one more time for the
please
in the back that didn't catch that. I said a singing dildo. We're talking about a man who, if he's not at the level of Michael Jackson or Prince, he's knocking on the damn door if he's not there.
Right, exactly.
Those two have never done any business venture of that nature. And when you have a man whose career has spanned of 30 years, who's helped resurrect careers, who's breathed new life into new careers, I'm talking to the level he's breathed new life into more careers than EMTs giving CPR to patients. Do you think for one possible minute that he's going to do that type of business venture to cheapen his brand that he's worked established for about 30 years? Michael and Prince didn't do it. What the hell make you think he was going to do it?
Facts. A singing dildo? Is that what it was? Man.
In the word of Craig from Friday, yes.
Oh, that's crazy.
A singing. Oh my goodness.
That's the business venture
that's crazy.
King that declares that was not known on the Gayle King interview.
I mean, it's a lot of, like I said, it's almost 100 people in this room. And a lot of people don't know that information. They wanted R. Kelly to invest in a singing Bluetooth dildo. Man. And listen, what shows you that they was about money. And they were trying to use their daughter. This is why you see the conversation about misogyny and him, and he gonna be my son-in-law, and that's why you see that. It's about money. What you think, Will?
Yeah, I mean, we already know that. I mean, that ain't even something normal, especially for somebody that's a big businessman. I mean, like I didn't heard of some crazy stuff, but that's beyond me. That's beyond me. And it's Bluetooth too.
So what the deal? I don't even want to get into that.
It is Bluetooth. Come on, man.
That's
crazy.
Now,
you know what? Lil Mac did bring up a point. He also said, "That's right. I almost forgot about this." He brought it up. The mother also wanted to be R. Kelly's driver / chauffeur too.
really?
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was another one. So it's actually 3.
So, who financially stable? That's financially stable in life, got their own money coming in, income, wants to create jobs. Why would R. Kelly make her the driver? Like her? Like, what is the? I don't understand that. But to me, that's somebody saying, "I just want a job or almost a bread." R. Kelly is a walking bag. People got to understand that.
Somebody also mentioned in the chat a food truck. I think I heard something about that too.
So they want a food man. So all this information is out there for people to go look that may not know.
Right.
Shout out to our Ride Solo for that, because I did kind of forget about that one also.
So it's a food truck. So we got a food truck, a Bluetooth dildo, lighting, and trying to be a driver. Either way, they wanted some type of bag off of R. Kelly. And once that R. Kelly said no, see what happened was R. Kelly ran off with the plug. I'm gonna keep it real. R. Kelly and Azarel made their own deal. Whatever it was. When that girl became an adult and she started moving like she moved, she cut her parents out. And that's the real issue why they even talked about it. They mad, oh, she cut us out because we were trying to get the bag. Because they were trying to prostitute that girl. And her becoming federal witness and all that is a whole nother situation. But if you listen, you go on YouTube and open up your Google Bible, prior to her becoming a federal witness, she's speaking a lot of truth. So you gotta ask yourself, when is she lying? When is she telling the truth? But she was telling the truth about her parents and what they was doing. Motherfucker was trying to get money. And at the end of the day, people are different. Y'all know, like I know. Some people, you might bring a person to the plug. Y'all seen The Wire. And they may go make their own personal deal. And the plug might say, hey, I don't want to deal with you. I deal with them. That don't sound right. And that's what this stuff is all about. All this caring about a daughter, they don't care about daughters. I'm going to play something for y'all while y'all on here. While we on here, I'm going to play something while we all on the panel. And I'm going to pull this up for y'all. I want to pull this dude talking up. Tim Savage.
Prove the point.
Hold on, y'all.
You're a piece of shit, bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We thought you were going to get that bag back. And
okay.
Nobody's pushing back.
Here we go.
Late girls real sleep. I'm just gonna get them a room and they'll be fine. I said, you sure, bro? Because I said, about 30 minutes, 45 minutes away. He said, no, be fine.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back, y'all.
They're not seeing.
I want to go back. What I'm playing to y'all is this man admitting he was 30, 40 minutes away. And his 14, 15-year-old daughter and his 18, 19-year-old daughter was with some strange man who he was trying to get close to R. Kelly. And the man was saying, hey, we're going to get a room and all that. Let me play it.
What concert y'all know? A concert. A big concert where he said where a lot of other artists at. Mm-hmm. Go on to 4 or 5 in the morning. They probably go to what? Let's say 11, 12, maybe. Mm-hmm. Then the octa spot they had octa spots in the Waffle House. Mm-hmm. Why the fuck is your 15, 14-year-old daughter, your 18-year-old, she adult. Okay. Legally, she can go where she want to go. But why would you send your 14, 15-year-old daughter, because you can't remember the age, with a man you don't know, while you sit in a hotel that they paid for? Mm-hmm. Did you use them as a babysitter, my nigga? Exactly. So you can finally get that sex from that wife that you were saying you wasn't getting. The prostitute you was hiring, and you thought they would bring you a bag.
Allegedly.
You
you hired a prostitute. You was in a hotel. Yeah, go ahead and get that prostitute. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You thought you were gonna get that bad guy, and nobody's pushing back. No, listen. Late girls real sleep. I'm just gonna get them a room, and they'll be fine. I said, you sure, bro? Because I said it. You know, about 30 minutes, 45 minutes away. He said, no, you're fine.
So I'm gonna just say this because I feel a certain way about that now. Right now, that I do same way. What parent, right, will send their 14, 15-year-old daughter and their 18, 19-year-old daughter with a man that they never met 30, 40 minutes away, and then say, the man call you and say, I'm going to get them a room at 4, 5 in the morning, and he be like, oh, man, that's my daughter, man. Take care of them. Y'all good. And then he go pick them up in the morning. Will, what you think about that?
Hell no. Hell no. That's the simplest way to put it. I'm in that case, especially by it being that late, I would have been calling, trying to do something. Where y'all at? I'm on my way to come get you.
What you would have sent them? Will, what you would have sent them?
I wouldn't even sent them, but since that happened, I'm just talking from that perspective. But it wouldn't have been no 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. It wouldn't have been none of that. Even at 18, 19 years old, if you still staying under my roof, you ain't nowhere at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's a good point, Will. That's a good point. But he brought them to a concert. It's not like they were just out and they snuck out the house. He brought them to an R. Kelly concert. He's trying to say, oh, he was looking for a deal and all this other stuff. My nigga, come on, bro.
But why not a 10 though? If that was your whole plan, why not a 10 so you can see, you know what I'm saying, what actually was going on? Had somebody that you don't even know calling you and telling you what's going on.
Exactly. And you know what he claimed? Now you listen to, he claimed that they didn't have a ticket for him, so he had to stay at the hotel. You tell me
he should have had a ticket first. He should have had a ticket first before the kids had any involvement in it.
Yo, man, Matt Pill. If that's not the weakest ass excuse that I've ever heard in my life, then I don't know what is.
Exactly.
You couldn't go because they didn't enclose the ticket. You're the father. You're like, look, if all of us don't get a ticket, nobody goes.
But I mean, ain't that how a household work? Like,
I mean, that's why anybody say
households will work.
You're telling me that you're gonna send your 2 young daughters off with some men you ain't never met, and you just like, I'm gonna stay at the hotel, it's all good. Come on now. Let's think logically.
I'm just saying the average person don't even want their kids in friends' houses until they met them and been around them. How and look how far away he was. You said
30,
like
40 minutes.
30, 40 minutes away.
That's coming out of his mouth. So you telling me that you ain't got no agenda? That you just did it because your daughter you really wanted your daughter to have a deal? A singing deal? Come on, y'all. Let's be realistic now. Let's be realistic. I think a lot of people be trying to get these people like, you know, because it's like people get an opportunity to lie. Come on, y'all. You telling me that you're going to send your 14-year-old daughter in the middle of the night just out with some man that you never met and you don't know while you stay at a hotel and he call you and say, hey, they tired, man. They want to stay tonight. I'm going to get them a hotel. You be like, man, that's my daughter's, man. Come on, Will. Listen to that. Come on, man.
Don't none of it make no sense at all.
No, they don't make none of that makes sense. And like he's getting away with saying it. Nobody like, hey, wait up, hold on, bro. Hold on, fam. That don't sound right. Nobody's saying that. Like, why wouldn't you go to the hotel? I can't get a ticket. Oh, we don't go.
Good point. And then I'm gonna piggyback on another point that you mentioned, because you already brought up the ticket. That's one part. How about the other part? Talking about setting them up in a hotel. How about they don't stay in a hotel unless you get you give me a room next to them?
Oh, that. Yeah.
And see, and if they say, well, that might be a big inconvenience. All you got to do is whoever was staying in that room, give me that key, and I'll be in a room right next to them. But see, nobody want to bring that point up either.
No, no, y'all. So why would he stay? Hey, J-Rock, think it. Why would he stay 30, 40 minutes away in a hotel? What was he doing? Just waiting?
To me,
I don't understand that part.
That kind of sounds like you plotting on something.
But what though? What?
You plotting on an opportunity. You're trying to set something up. If you're not trying to set up a business venture for yourself, you're setting up something to maybe incriminate in the future in case you might need it for something else. Kind of like what they're doing right now with all these bogus charges that they're throwing on them. Because if you really take a look at it, it don't take a genius for you to figure out, because Mad Pill, you mentioned it earlier. I don't know if it was you or Lil Mac, but one of y'all mentioned the fact about one of his former co-workers that said, well, if he don't do X, Y, and Z with me and my daughter, with my daughter, then I'm gonna wind up and I'm just gonna go ahead and tell the police or whatnot he tried to do X, Y, and Z to my daughter.
And so now he has a history, and he also has a history of confident con man type behavior. This individual, we've seen this, right? It's on the internet. Y'all day ones, y'all know. So think about this. Y'all think, what does say from a normal, regular person? A grown man is gonna send his two young daughters with somebody he don't know, and he has no financial. It's nothing he feel like he's gonna gain from it, but he's just looking out for his daughter. Y'all tell me that makes sense to y'all. With R. Kelly, right? Might I add?
It don't make any sense to me. I mean, especially since you want to talk about you supposed to be watching out for your daughters. There's no way you're gonna tell me you watching out for your daughters and you're 40 minutes away.
That don't make sense.
Especially like you said, strange men and men that you don't even know.
You don't even know them. Like anybody can do anything. Somebody else can come do something.
And in that amount of time, anything that would have happened, it would have happened, and you would have never made it there to stop nothing.
So
it is.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? This is one of the parents. We got one parent where it's court documents of her texting, coercing her mama, her daughter, to seduce R. Kelly. It's out there. It's out there in the public. They at least report that. If they get a hold of this and they get a hold of all the other stuff, it's why are they suppressing, in y'all opinion? Why y'all think, Will, why you think they suppressing that conversation?
Man, this stuff like all over the place. This is all over the place, though. You know, it's because like you can't like just listen to what the father say and say that that's what actually happened that night, because we don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know that's how the situation occurred, but they had to had some type of conversation ahead of time, and they was like, "Look, man, we can't get you here, but we could get you over here." Let us do this like this. There is a middleman in there somewhere that played some particular type of part, and I'm guessing that's whoever he spoke to that told him that they was gonna get this hotel for these kids. But there's something that happened in the middle of that that probably forced him to be where he's at if he's telling the truth about how far he was.
So what is the middle part?
I'm just saying that's something that we ain't gonna know, and you probably won't never know. But
this is the thing, Will. This is what I'm trying to say. Why would you feel comfortable enough to send your young daughters with just people you don't know in the middle of the night while you stay at a hotel? I don't understand that. That's the part that I can't understand. He's not explaining that because nobody's pressing him, because their agenda is to blame every single problem they ever had in their life on R. Kelly.
Right.
Everything in the world that they've done or they can't do is R. Kelly's fault. They can't say, hey, wait a minute. Why would you? What's the point of you sending your daughter with a grown man that you don't even know? That's the point that I would just make. And this is what Boosie is saying. Ain't nobody hiding in no goddamn bushes. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody hiding in no schools, you know, throwing stuff over people's heads, you know, talking about somebody then kidnapped their daughters. I'm just keeping it real.
Right. But I'm saying they wasn't kidnapped though. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the case, then this would have got brought up a long time ago. Mm-hmm. A long time ago. So it wasn't like they was just kidnapped. You know what I'm saying?
But let me play something for you. Let me play something. And you tell me this is some of the. I got you, Melissa. Let me play something for you.
All right, go ahead.
Prostitution is prostitution, man. But I'm just putting it out there. Like, people think prostitution. Now look at this. Look at this, y'all. Listen to these people. So when I hear people keep saying it was little girls, 14, 13-year-old girls, like, it's at least, listen, if you don't like R. Kelly and you don't agree with this, at least have the facts. That's all I want to say. At least have the facts. At least look at all the situations and understand. Now, this woman right here was a grown woman that decided to leave her residence and all that to be with R. Kelly. But she keeps acting like R. Kelly was just this regular man. But I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it real quick.
Based off of your time and your experience with him, do you feel like him sitting and getting professional help could change the man that you knew?
The human side, the part that made me feel for him, I think so. If he really accepted what he's done to people, you know, and took the accountability and just turned his life over to God. I don't know if he's still if he's still a believer, but you know, that coupled with therapy, I'm not threatened by. I think that, you know, if you take away the 3 years he's already done, and let's just say he does 20, okay, he's still going to be a 75-year-old man when he gets out on probation. I don't think that's a threat to society at that point. So, I don't know. I think it's a lot.
Do you hear this, Will?
Yeah, I hear it. That's
this woman is a grown woman who decided to leave her life to be with R. Kelly so she can get financial gain. Nobody, see, when they sit these women down, see, this is the thing. People scared to say stuff. I'm not. I say it here. Okay, so you went with R. Kelly for that bag. People don't want to say that to women nowadays. Like, you was around for the bag. Just say it.
Hey, man, Pill.
Yeah.
I got a little tea on this one.
Go ahead, drop it.
I got a homegirl who was a DJ at the local radio station in my hometown.
Okay.
And she seen Kitty Jones at a Genuine concert. At the time she was dealing with R. Kelly. So, as a matter of fact, I was on the phone. I had talked to her about a week and a half ago.
Okay.
She told me that when she was at the Genuine, she was at that Genuine concert also. She saw Kitty Jones there. And that was around the time when she was dealing with R. Kelly. But she was also hanging out with Genuine. Now the question is, was she breaking off a little something to Genuine too? Because she had some stuff that she told me that her godfather, that Genuine's godfather told her, which is strictly confidence, but I'm not going to share that part of what I'm going through. But she said, yeah, Kitty Jones was at that Genuine concert when she was dealing with R. Kelly, and she wasn't in no chains, she wasn't in no leash, she was not in any way, shape, or form any type of hostage or brainwashed or anything. As far as this brainwash narrative, I said this on another platform. I'm gonna say this again.
Go ahead.
You couldn't brainwash these 304s. You had Ajax, Comet, Mr. Clean, and Lysol. So I'm just gonna throw that out there right now.
Brainwashing these chicks. These are veterans, man. Come on, man.
Exactly. So
call it like we is. They veterans. Brainwashing. Come on.
So she was hanging out with R. Kelly and Genuine from what I
trying to get that. Allegedly trying to get that bag. I bet you.
Yeah.
And if she around them long enough, she can get a bigger bag. Come on, man. Listen, man.
I don't think she was hanging out with them for their personalities.
Exactly. Why are we out here acting like R. Kelly and a Genuine and any of these men are just regular guys? They would mess with a regular guy if he had a nice car or a nice job. They there for that reason. This chick right here was around R. Kelly for that bag. She thought she was gonna get a bag. R. Kelly told her, "Ain't no bag for you. You ain't my girlfriend." They always push this. They was his girlfriend.
You gotta look at it too. They got a reason to be scorned. She left her job, her home, and everything for this man. And once he did it, and he probably decided he want to marry her, be with her, whatever, he on to the next one. So she got a reason to be scorned with him because of that. She probably looking like, "Mother, I done did this. I left my home, and this the thanks I get. This what you gonna do for me?" That's why she got saying something. These chicks are not victims; they're just scorned.
That I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%.
I believe they're scorned, but also at some point, sooner or later, the light got to kind of go off in your head because you have to be like, okay, I done left my career X, Y, and Z, my career, to go ahead and try to be with this dude. Instead, I don't know if she thought that she was going to be with him, or maybe she thought that it might have been some other career opportunity down the line that she probably could have thought she was going to get that might have been more profitable because it was with him. It might have been because she thought that he was going to be her man, but at the same time, maybe something career related also that probably that could have been on the horizon that she thought, or somebody in R. Kelly's camp might have promised her that she didn't get, because that might be another part to it too.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Why are these women have made names for themselves? Some of them, a lot of them got books, including her. And I believe these books were triple plastic. And
you crazy.
Nobody brought these books, man. Let's keep it real. They thought they were gonna make $1 million off these books. Gloria already got into some of these hoes. Is Michael Avenatti. These are con people. Michael Avenatti is a con man. That's why he in jail. He con people. Say, hey, I can get you $1 million off lying on a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And he extorts you too. That's why he in jail. But they told him that shit, and they thought that everybody was gonna buy their book, and they was gonna get a, you know, be on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Baltimore, New York, and it didn't happen for them. So they just pretty much just doing Zoom interviews on TMZ as an R. Kelly survivor. No one knows their names.
After this case all with, ain't nobody gonna recognize these chicks. They ain't gonna be relevant no more.
Yeah, they done.
Yeah, they did their job.
Yeah, they gotta cling on to this man because they was there for the money. And people won't say, hey, come on, man. You 30-something years old, you a grown-ass woman. You leave all your situation, your responsibilities, your shorty, to go chill with R. Kelly. Come on. You think you wasn't there for a bag or some type of financial security? You thought R. Kelly was gonna get that to you. You for what? The nigga down the street wouldn't give you. Your baby daddy wouldn't give it to you. I'm just keeping it real. So why would he give it to you? You still the same type of chick that niggas ain't fucking with like that. And that's what I'm talking about. So don't come up in here talking about some and
ain't nobody gonna wipe these chicks unless they mess around with a simp or a goofy.
Yeah. Exactly.
As far as them getting close to an industry guy, it's dead. They ain't gonna get near nobody. As real career ain't gonna prevail because it's led that she was a government informant. You know, with people in the industry, you know, they gonna let nobody get around them, and then know they going to telling everything.
And you see that chick in Atlanta talking about she got more rappers that they gonna throw the RICO on. So a lot of these rappers is thinking these younger dudes like, hey, you might end up becoming a federal. They paying attention. Like people don't think they is, but a lot of these young dudes, they paying attention because they doing their own stuff. So they're like, why would I want Azarel? And she a federal informant. Now these young dudes don't play with snitching. And you snitching, you probably got a wiretap on. I might be saying whatever. And these dudes is, y'all, R. Kelly ain't nothing compared to what these dudes is doing. You know what I'm saying? They homies doing it. You know what I'm saying? The stuff these dudes is doing in the streets. So they not even gonna mess with her anyway. So most of these chicks is gonna be dried out prunes, raisins. They're gonna be out of the, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be out of the situation. And nobody ain't gonna really mess with them like that. They done.
I'm just saying, like when money ain't there no more, you already know what's gonna happen. And that's what everybody been doing, working together to try to take that man down.
I think they succeeded. They won the battle, but they ain't gonna win the war. That's what I'm gonna say. Mm-hmm. They won the battle, you know what I'm saying? But they ain't gonna win the war. They succeeded though, you know what I'm saying? As far as the surviving R. Kelly, that shit it did wonders in that courtroom. Like whether people want to admit that or not.
I'm just saying to go back to what we was originally talking about. Go ahead.
Okay,
go back to what we were saying is that I think that they need to go ahead and
you know what I'm saying, and the jury to set up this case. Just think about it. If some
Cynthia said they got $1,000 for that. You break it up, little man. What you say, Will?
I was just saying, like, if you really gonna look at this, we need to go back to what we was talking about originally. And they really need to look into those situations. Now, we can't just sit here and bypass after y'all done gave this man all this time and be like the people that was actually involved in it as much as he have can just walk away scot-free. I don't think that that's how it's supposed to be. I know it's not fair. And I mean, I think that them people really need to be held accountable for what it is that they did.
Mm-hmm.
for real, as parents, because just listening to this dude situation and how he did that with his children, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just crazy. But he get to walk around scot free, you know, but still coming up with these stories and telling people stuff that we ain't never know nothing about, and then they using that, you know what I'm saying, as leverage on how they gon', you know what I'm saying, sentence this man. That's just crazy.
You know what, man, Pill? There was something else that I want to bring up. You know, everybody's talking about, like you said, all these so-called accusers that they thought they was gonna get, that they was gonna profit off this whole thing, get book deals, like you said, went triple plastic, or maybe eventual roles in some upcoming Tyler Perry project, whatever the case may be. I don't know what whatever floats their boat, I guess, but still, I think one of the reasons why they're not giving them a whole lot of money or of anything from this, with especially since Lifetime, this was like the biggest show in the history of Lifetime Network, basically. I think the reason why they don't want to give them people a whole lot of money is because they're going to use them another way upcoming, and I don't even see what's on the horizon. Because see, like Sony is still holding his music, and they still want to profit off of it. Now, let's say, God forbid, and I don't wish this to happen, if something happens to him before the appeal or whatnot, Sony's still gonna need to push that music some type of way, and they still gonna need to profit off of it. So, what do you think is going to wind up happening? What you're going to start to see, and I'm willing to put any type of money on this. What you're going to see is all of those unedited interviews of Surviving R. Kelly starting to leak out. How some of those women were coached in the interviews before they actually were aired. And what's going to wind up happening is you're going to get the full you're going to get the full unedited detail. Use. And then they're going to expose it and show how these women actually fooled this whole country and parts of the world into believing this man was guilty. And people who've been riding that R. Kelly hate train, and people who've been leading this lynch mob by media and all these movements, they're going to be so upset and so angry. They're gonna feel sorry. They're gonna feel sorry for them. They're gonna be sorry for themselves. They're gonna be so upset. We should support it. We got to do something. What they're gonna start doing? They're gonna start buying his music more and more. But it's gonna be in a way that he ain't gonna be able to profit. But Sony's gonna be able to profit, and he's gonna and they're gonna turn around. They're gonna do a complete 180 on those accusers.
You might be on to something, buddy.
That's a good point. Wait a minute.
And that's why they're not paying them a whole lot of money. Because that's going to be their plan B.
Either way, they win, though.
Exactly.
Either way, they win.
And I was thinking about that the whole time. I was thinking about it for about the last year. So I said, what if they got all, because you know they got all those unedited interviews, and you know they just didn't erase them and throw them away.
Yeah. They got all them. They actually can extort a lot of them too, and say, okay, you was lying, and we can put it out there. Definitely, they definitely could do that, and make them look. Hey, they might be playing both hands. Now, listen, they might be sitting back watching how people are reacting to the stuff Boosie talking about, right? The rest of the parents, the 30 years, and they might be saying, hey, even if he get out, right, or it turns in his favor, we're gonna benefit financially regardless, either way.
And it's funny how Lil Boosie just so happened to get arrested a couple days ago.
Yup, he sure did. Yup. Mm-hmm.
After he wound up sharing his stance on R. Kelly after he was standing up for him.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden he get pulled over.
Yup. Put him in handcuffs and everything. I'm telling you, it ain't no coincidence that type of stuff is happening. It's no coincidence.
Hell no.
That type of stuff is happening.
I actually watched that, and it ain't no coincidence that happened like that. I really don't think so.
Yeah, they want to get him to a point where he act a fool and they can shoot him or something. I'm just saying, like they wanted to find something. They looking into everything they can look into, and I know Boosie been doing this shit independent for a while, but he got to handle his business in a point where he should know they coming for him now. He tapped into the R. Kelly. Once you tap into the R. Kelly, it's like, and when he tapped in at the right time where he was the bigger voice that we needed. Let me put y'all to say that. He's the bigger voice that the people that been riding for him needed. And when he said what he said, a lot of people start looking at it differently. And Boosie gonna have a fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish that at all on nobody. But Boosie built for that. He built for it, I believe. He got the right people around.
Boosie definitely built for it. But see, I think the other part is they're scared of the fact that Boosie is not the only one that feels that way.
Exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be more. See, Chris Brown came out. It's gonna be more and more. I'm gonna get confident. Like fuck it. You hear what I'm saying? Like media is propaganda. But like I said, we can use our propaganda in the good way. And once we see propaganda like Surviving R. Kelly, they're gonna see all this stuff that we've been talking about. A lot of y'all been talking about this for years, right?
Right.
They can see all that. Don't think for a minute Boosie ain't got YouTube and he ain't went and looked at it. Everything that everybody been saying for all over these years, right? And he ain't just pull them transcripts out his ass. You get what I'm saying? He been sent information, he picked up information, and he's seeing it, and he looking at it. And what's happening is once the streets get on R. Kelly, they can't do nothing with the streets. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna be certain niggas like, man, nah, you can't do nothing with us. It don't matter. And that's what I'm saying. They understand this, and they trying to pick a winner. They doing in stock, they doing in the investment world. They say, if R. Kelly get out, Bill Cosby got out, right? He laid low. When R. Kelly get out, he may lay low, but he's gonna be like a victor. It's gonna be a different situation when he walk out them doors. It's gonna be different. All the lies, all the stuff is gonna be already exposed, and you starting to see it, just a little drip of it. It's a little drip. It's a little drip that people seeing, and I'm seeing what people saying, and people saying, "Hey," in the comments, they like, "Hey, wait a minute, I didn't know that was going on." Now you see it.
Yeah, because the media has been doing this age old style of manipulation called yellow journalism.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing it this whole time, and people, a lot of people really didn't catch on to it, but like everybody talking about like Gerald Griggs and many others like him who jumped up talking about we need to change the narrative around this individual. When you talking about when the Savages came up to him talking about, well, how can I help? You know, because legally there was nothing that we can do, for the simple fact when we found out that the women he dealt with were of age and older, then we had a host of legal hurdles. So now we had to change the narrative. So the saying is, the truth don't need no help. So if it's the truth, why you have to change a narrative on something that's supposed to be true? I mean, what sense does that absolutely make?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, think about it. We talked about Boosie, right? And we say it's not a coincidence he got pulled over in the attack right after his R. Kelly stuff, right? We see it. It's almost like, that's why I played the thing with the young lady, the sister was talking about Tupac, right? How they tried to get her to set up Tupac. This been going on, like you said, it's yellow journalism. All this stuff been going on for years. They've been, what's his boy, the dude on CNN, Don Lemon, Anderson Cooper, Tucker, all them they on the same team. They try to make you believe that they not. And they've been doing yellow journalism and propaganda for years. And a lot of people really don't understand that. So R. Kelly was in the thick of that. And they were able to get him. But what's happened is, I don't think a lot of people anticipated was when they gave him 30 years, they thought 30 years, we close the gates, that's it, it's over. It's a lot of outrage about 30 years. People are like, 30 years? Wait a minute, that's a lot. Wait a minute, that don't make sense.
And the reason for the outrage is because Jocelyn Maxwell got 20.
Exactly.
Derek Chauvin
I think that's
got
the main
21.
thing.
He got 21, yup.
So you giving R. Kelly more years than Jocelyn Maxwell and Derek Chauvin, who killed a black man on video for the world to see.
Like, and with a smirk. Like, fuck it. He got 21 years. And he made a deal what people don't know. The state time, he was able to make a deal where he ain't have to do his shit state. He can do it federal. You know why he's doing it? It's more cozy in the federal penitentiary for him. He knows being a cop in the state pen, it's not a good thing. He know that. I'm telling y'all. Y'all think that he not even doing that 21, right? He may do 14, 15, if that. Considering he already did 2. So
and then if you throw in good behavior,
the point they're gonna take off
3 to 4. So maybe he may do 10 to 12.
10 to 12. So when people saying that, they're like 30 years. Wait a minute. It's murderers that got 22, 25. They seeing that and they saying, wait a minute. And I think that done people, like, that changed some things in people's mind. Like, wait a minute, they are trying to railroad this man. And is it true? Ghislaine Maxwell, did she get charged with a RICO? I don't think
she got charged.
No, I don't think RICO had anything to do with it.
I think it was more so sex trafficking than RICO.
So she may do what? 12, 14 at the most.
Maybe 15 max.
Maybe 15 maximum, if that. Remember, y'all got to remember, it could be times when these people get pardoned too. Understand that some presidents on both sides were friends with some of these people. So they might sneak a pardon to Ghislaine Maxwell in 2 or 3 years. I just want to throw that out there.
True. Also, let's not forget this point. What about the Russian dude that's in prison right now that they're talking about trying to do an exchange with Brittany Griner?
Oh yeah, yeah.
5 years for all the murders he done pulled. He doing 25, and R. Kelly got 5 more years than him.
So he doing 25, less than R. Kelly for murders, and it's a chance that he might walk off for a woman who had marijuana. So they're gonna trade a murderer for somebody here at marijuana. Come on. This is a way they can get you off. Because if you go over there and you black and you do anything, right? They can hold you and say, hey, we want this terrorist out. You know, people they don't care. They're like, oh yeah, he traded Brittany Griner out. She gonna get an interview, she gonna get a bag, but the murderer terrorist walk free. Understand, Sammy the Bull told on John Gotti he was involved in 19 murders. He got 5 years from the same New York federal that R. Kelly was in.
Yeah,
understand that.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. That he
on Vlad right now. He on Vlad bragging about murders right now. Bragging. You think Vlad gonna sit with this dude who's involved in 19 murders, committed 19 murders, got 5 years because he cooperated? You think Vlad gonna be like, hey, wait a minute? You know what I'm saying? They let him brag about murders on that. Ain't no bodies in R. Kelly, ain't no rapes in R. Kelly, but he get the 30 years and everybody just say, oh, it's cool. All these niggas he wrote music for, all these niggas he produced for, they quiet. Nobody wrote the judge. Nobody said, hey, wait a minute. It's Boosie?
Hell, in regards to R. Kelly's case, you still didn't see no pictures of any woman abused. Not like what happened with Chad Wheeler when he almost beat his black girlfriend within an inch of her
face,
life.
all abused, bro. Y'all, she went to the police. She didn't do no documentary about him. She showed you the face. You seen her face all fucked up. You didn't see one woman, not from Dre or none of them. Nobody got a black eye. Nothing.
Cut lip, nothing.
It's the same thing that I'm talking about. That it's okay. Nobody say, oh, when the money was raining in, you was getting that bread. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, oh yeah, we're gonna beat the shit out of R. Kelly. We're gonna fuck R. Kelly up, lock him up, right? Take his life away from him. And we could just walk around here like it ain't nothing. But we don't have no proof. Not one person walked to a precinct and said, hey, R. Kelly did this. This nigga R. Kelly, he's a dirty nigga. You know what I'm saying? He did this. Not one person.
Yeah, and the funny part, like I said this on another platform, I think it was on the Only Male Cruz. Shout out to her.
Shout out to her, Mel Cruz.
Yeah, because I mentioned this on her platform. I said, you know, if you really look at this whole ordeal, how in the hell that you can see all these people that did X, Y, and Z, like the names we just mentioned, Ghislaine Maxwell, I think that's how you pronounce her name, Ghislaine Maxwell, Derek Chauvin, who got less time, and you got the Russian. Well, you mentioned Sammy the Bull, 5 years, and he's been, for you to commit 19 murders.
19.
The amount of dirt you would have on that organization.
Oh God.
Is absolutely would make the average person's skin crawl. I know.
Exactly.
And for it to be a RICO and nobody else involved.
So
same things that
Sammy the Bull was involved in the RICO, right? He's in the John Gotti RICO. John Gotti got pulled in with a bunch of people in the RICO. He told, snitch, right? But he was the killer. He got more bodies than John Gotti. It was no reported bodies on John Gotti. It was just John Gotti said, hey man, I think you should kill this guy. It wasn't he killed nobody, right? It was just him being the boss. So Sammy the Bull said, oh, I killed this guy and he told me to do it, basically, right?
Right.
But he's on Vlad. He has a podcast on YouTube. He has subscribers. He gets super chats. But he's a cold-blooded murderer, and his white people, he got millions of subscribers right now. I'm just saying this. So people are subscribed to a murderer who killed 19 people, a serial killer. what that would be, right? But if you say, man, I'm listening to Happy People, you supporting child molestation. Come on now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I went in the comments. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I went in the comments. I had to say something. They was talking about R. Kelly. There's a white woman in there talking shit. Tell her this. I said, what country you stay in? She said, I stay in America. I said, so you don't. She said, people should have a problem with listening to R. Kelly. I said, do you have a problem living in America? She said, no. I said, well, didn't the people that found in America rape, enslave, murder people? But you don't have a problem sitting here saying you're a proud American and busting fireworks on the floor. All them dead bodies and babies that was raped and women that was raped and men that was raped. Oh, I don't want to say that, but let's be real. But you don't have a problem with that. But you want to talk about a man being accused of what? You ain't in a position to be talking about anything. Sometimes you got to check some of them people of the other race.
You're right.
They like to get in the comments and talk shit about what we supposed to be doing.
You're
when
right.
they support Elvis. Y'all go ahead.
And funny that you should bring Elvis up, because R. Kelly got sentenced 5 days after the Elvis movie dropped. Really and truly, if you really think about it, I think they wanted to sentence R. Kelly before the Elvis movie got released. Because remember, his first sentencing date was May 4th. Then it got pushed back. I think it was June 14th, June 15th. And then they wound up pushing it back to the initial day of June 29th, when Elvis's movie dropped on the 24th. So I think they wanted to actually sentence him before that movie came out. That's one part. And another part, if you go back to the trial, when his trial was set up, because his trial, I think initially was August the 9th.
That's true. Yeah.
Longine put in a motion and they pushed the date of the trial back by only about 9 days, which put it like August the 18th. The irony of that is that date was exactly 1 week before the 20th anniversary of Aaliyah's death.
Ritual.
So they already wanted to have the shadow of R. Kelly's trial right there on the brink of the 20th anniversary of Aaliyah's death. Although we all know that R. Kelly had nothing to do with Aaliyah's death. It's just the fact that if there's that with R. Kelly, that they want to put the illusion in that maybe Aaliyah's or whatever downward spiral in her life that Aaliyah had, that
R. Kelly
had something to do with it, and they just want to put that type of message in there by having that trial so close to the anniversary of her death.
And I agree. And J Rock, you're right, because that's kind of some of the narrative that they've been running for years. Because you keep hearing Aaliyah's name, even though Aaliyah's family her mother don't want to have nothing to do with this shit. And she done told y'all, keep my daughter's name out y'all mouth. She done told y'all time after time, right? They've lied and said all types of stuff about Aaliyah, who's been dead well over 20 years now. Let me say that. But I believe Dame Dash, he does not want to take responsibility for the things he was involved in when she passed. It seems like they want to put
I agree with that
at the foot of R. Kelly.
Yep, I totally agree with that, because you brought up the point also, that a point that I already knew, but you on your channel, you really brought the point out even more when he said that R. Kelly R-worded Aaliyah. So the question would be, how did he R-word? If he R-worded your woman, why would you go be part of a video shoot where this same dude on the song featuring the same dude, which is the So Sexy single,
Mm-hmm.
the Twisted single featuring R. Kelly, and that was 3 years after Aaliyah died.
Yep, and he was in the Fiesta, and he claimed this is what he claimed in the Fiesta. So his 2 videos. You said the So Sexy is one that he appeared. He flew out to appear. He don't stay in Chicago. He flew out. Right. So the first one is the Fiesta remix with Jay-Z, who is his artist, who made not 1 but 2 albums with R. Kelly, and went on not 1 but 2 tours with R. Kelly, right? And did not 1 but 2 features songs with R. Kelly before he did an album and a tour. He claims, this is what he claims. People let him get away with this, and we not letting him get away with it, that Aaliyah told him to be in the R. Kelly video. If he so-called raped Aaliyah, why would Aaliyah tell you to go fly to be in his video? That's common sense.
Exactly. Exactly. That's a great point because I heard that story too. That Aaliyah told Dame, go ahead and do it. Go ahead, get on the video and everything. I think it'll be real. I think it'll be great. I think it'll be real cool if you do it. So yeah, absolutely. I mean,
J-Rock, and J-Rock, I believe she told him to do it, but not for what he said. I believe he didn't have no issue with doing it. She was like, do it. That was nothing. It was a publicity stunt. Man, hell's cool. It's nothing. Her mother, listen, if I'm going to say this publicly, if it was any problem Aaliyah was a victim, wouldn't her mother be out? Wouldn't it be beneficial for her mother to be out like, hey, R. Kelly did this, R. Kelly did that? Why is her mother like fighting against it? Why? I understand she want to say, don't bring my daughter in this, that part. But why is she like adamantly fighting against even the accusations, the lies that somebody said they seen R. Kelly having sex with Aaliyah on the bus? The mother jumped online quick and said that was a goddamn lie.
And see,
why is she exerting herself in that? Why? It's a reason why.
That's a great point because if she wanted to insert herself into that, if anybody would have been in position to get arguably the biggest bag out of this, it would have been Aaliyah's mama.
Exactly. Why she ain't got nothing to do with it? Because it's some type of loyalty to R. Kelly, because somehow R. Kelly did the right thing by her and Aaliyah. And people got to understand, regardless of what you thought back then, right? Publicity stunt. Let's say it was a publicity stunt. It may not have been a good publicity stunt. R. Kelly took it on the chin and he kept moving. Yeah. He said, hey, it's a lot of publicity stunts out there. It's a lot of stuff. He took it on the chin, he kept moving. But why ain't Aaliyah's mother, who living, why is she taking her time out the day to fight back on these so-called survivors when they make these accusations about her daughter? Her daughter been gone 20 plus years. She can let it ride.
Yeah, but
she ain't letting that shit ride.
And the main reason why is because every person has their breaking point. And I believe that Aaliyah's mama might have reached her breaking point. And I think she's tired of seeing all these organizations and other these people profiting off her daughter's name.
Facts.
Using her name and a legacy to push whatever agenda that they want to push.
Yo, because honestly, R. Kelly raped no Aaliyah. Aaliyah was living her life and she passed, unfortunately, too young. That's what happened in her life. Her life should not be tainted by some bullshit about R. Kelly raping her. And that's what they trying to do. And her family is fighting against it like I would be. No. If you want to say what you want to say, you say it. But don't bring my daughter in there. That's what her mama doing. And everybody else making accusations that R. Kelly fucked her mama. And that's bullshit. They have no proof that R. Kelly had any type of sex with Aaliyah's mother. And nobody got proof of that.
And one of the first people who brought up that lie, or somebody said think one of the first people who threw that out there, I think, was Lisa Van Allen.
Yeah, she sure did. She should have got sued for that. She ain't got no proof that something like that happened to take that woman and say something like that. Oh, yeah, he's fucking Aaliyah and her. That's bullshit. And that's to discredit this woman because this woman said, look, y'all are not about to cloud chase and profit off my daughter. My daughter was a legendary singer who changed the game, and she died young. Y'all are not about to profit off her. Whatever your issue is, you better have merit in your issue. That's all she was basically saying to them. Leave my fucking daughter out of it. I laid on the table and had that girl. I did all the things. I changed the Pampers. I took care of her. I made sure she was straight. Y'all not about to talk about my child like that. And I don't blame her.
Yeah. I told
say that about her, to say that she, and Vlad repeated that bullshit. Yeah, he's fucking Aaliyah mama. What? She might have a lawsuit.
See, Vlad been pushing a lot of bullshit for a long time, man.
Yep.
Been pushing a whole lot. But I want to go back to what you said, and you brought a good point, and now it's kind of connected to what I said a while back on a previous live that you did. When you brought up the story about Aaliyah telling Dame to do the video for the Fiesta remix video, and said go ahead, it's cool, and she ain't got no problem with it. That's saying because TP2.com came out in 2000.
Facts, yep. It sure did. My favorite album.
And the Fiesta remix wasn't that 01 when that came out? Beginning of 01?
Okay, here's the story on that. So you had so on the TP2.com, right? You had the regular Fiesta.
Right.
Right. Chilling that VIP at the light. That was on the regular.
Right.
You're right. The Fiesta remix was promotion for Jay-Z's album, The Blueprint, which came out September 11, 2001. I want to say that was promotion because what they saw.
When did it come out? What date is that?
September 11, 2001. The Blueprint. I went and brought it.
11.
I brought it on the day. Okay, so here's the thing. Jay-Z had the Dynasty album. It flopped. The Dynasty album was the album with Beanie Siegel, me and Memphis Bleak. It flopped. Yeah. But one song on that charted was Not Guilty.
Not Guilty, right.
So Not Guilty was so big. It was the only song. If you look at that album, besides Give It To Me with Pharrell, there was the only two songs that charted, right? So when Not
Guilty,
those
two songs carried that album.
Yup, it carried that. That's exactly. So when Not Guilty was so big, and when Not Guilty blew, they dropped Fiesta as promotion to Jay-Z's album. R. Kelly album was already out. It was promotion to Jay-Z's album, The Blueprint.
Right.
So, and then a year later, Best of Both Worlds came. But they dropped Fiesta Remix. Remember back then, we see time speeding fast. Like now, people drop shit in a week. Back then, it took a year, 8 months.
Right.
So he dropped the regular Fiesta on TP2 2000, which came out in 2000. And then he dropped Fiesta Remix in 2001.
Right, in 2001. And the reason why that, to me, that's so significant, when Dame Dash went to do the video shoot with them, at that time, remember, Romeo Must Die came out in the summer of 2000. So Aaliyah was in that movie. And remember when I told you, if you go to the 24-minute mark of that movie and you play 30 seconds from there, you'll see that big poster of R. Kelly's 4th album in the background.
Promotion.
In that music store. And I told one of my friends about this. I said, I believe that was Aaliyah's way of showing love to R. Kelly, saying, I still got love for you. I still care about you. And I have absolutely no issue with you at all. And I think it was put there for him to deliberately see that.
Right.
To let him know that. Because if R. Kelly did anything inappropriate to Aaliyah at all, why would she have the poster of that man in the background of a movie she was co-starred in?
And why would she ask Dame Dash to go to the video?
Exactly.
It just doesn't. According to him, listen, he's saying that, right? So I don't believe he had no. Listen, Dame Dash knew. He knew R. Kelly and Jay-Z was a team. He knew when they came together, they made hits. He knew it. He heard Fiesta. Listen, it's a lot of young people listening. They wasn't old enough in 2001 when Fiesta was on the radio.
Right.
I don't know what's on the radio now, but in 2001, in the club I was 21. I turned 21 when Fiesta came out. When they said after the show, it's the after party, you ran to the floor.
Yep. And also, another fun fact. That wasn't the first collaboration that R. Kelly and Jay-Z did together.
That's a fact.
And there was another collaboration they did before 2000, before the Dynasty album. There was a single on R. Kelly's fourth album called "We Ride."
Yeah,
and it also featured, I think Noriega was on that cut.
Nori's on that too. Yeah,
and then prior to that, in '97, on Changing Faces' second album, there's a song called "All of My Days." Jay-Z had a rap verse on that.
That's one of Jay-Z's like the.
See, but Jay-Z, bro, like he do stuff that people don't talk about. Because I watched. Did y'all watch the Drink? What is it? Drink Champs? When Chris Brown was on there. And Nori had asked. Yeah, Nori had asked Chris Brown like, "What's your relationship with Jay-Z?" And he said, like, "We ain't got no type of relationship. I ain't never really, like came across. Like, how can somebody that's as big as Chris Brown is?"
You know why?
Come across a nigga like Jay-Z, and
you know why he never really came across him? Because the Rihanna thing. I believe.
Yep.
I believe I think when the Rihanna thing happened, Jay-Z was very instrumental in blackballing Chris Brown. Sorry, he was very instrumental in blackballing.
And you see now he's sitting there and he tripping, talking about that his album didn't do what it was supposed to.
He blackballed.
Man, Pill, I'm with you with that. I'm with you on that. I totally agree with you.
And when you start looking at this stuff and like the power that certain people have, like we can talk about 50 Cent, we can talk about Jay-Z. Like people don't like to get into situations with them type of people because they can do that.
And understand something too. Rock Nation, the reason it's called Rock Nation because it's basically owned by Live Nation. Live Nation owns a lot of venues in the United States. So most of the people that perform at big venues, they got to go through Live Nation. And he did a deal with Live Nation and he started calling it Rock Nation. That's all it really is. And people know that to kid
J-Rock, I'm telling you, bro, look at that Drink Camp. And when Nori asked Chris Brown about what his situation was with Jay-Z, and mind you, on top of this, it go back to it, and the reason why I brought it up is because like R. Kelly going through this situation, and he got a whole album with, you know what I'm saying, with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So it's like when certain stuff and people don't want that to be out, they put them big names up in there. They can do stuff. They can slow you down.
And Mad Pill brought up that really good point, and that was on the back of my mind too, about the fact that Jay-Z had a hand in blackballing Chris Brown because of the thing with Rihanna, and the way they really tried to villainize Chris Brown in the way they had because I don't know if you remember this, but Oprah went to Barbados and interviewed Rihanna and was getting this whole story about Rihanna, where she was from, how she grew up, the whole nine, and had like a little tour of her hometown. and everything in the country where she was from. And then, see, Oprah literally threw Chris Brown under the bus. I mean, it was to the point right now. If Chris Brown, I'm surprised Chris Brown don't have tire marks on his clothes because of the way she threw Chris Brown under the bus. I mean, it was that bad. And then even when it came to find out that Rihanna really initiated the whole thing, Chris Brown still ain't got an apology from that yet.
He ain't gonna get one.
Chris Brown got dragged. People gotta understand, they want Chris Brown. And listen, man, people think, do y'all see that bitch ass nigga P. Diddy? He got a Lifetime Achievement Award. For what? He ain't wrote a song.
Motherfuckers killed. That's it.
Stealing people money. He ain't wrote a song. He produced a record. He never sat down and made a beat. Understand, he is the snake, but they gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award at the BET. Not because, he just been known in the game and all that. They gave it to him because his position and set niggas up. That nigga got songs with R. Kelly, plenty of songs with R. Kelly. He loved R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't gonna go and write no letter for R. Kelly because he know, right? He know what they gonna say. He down with the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and see, in another part in regards to R. Kelly, everybody wants to profit because see, trashing R. Kelly has been profitable for other people and other artists for whatever reason. You can get a TV show, a part in a movie, whatever the case may be. You always can seem to wind up getting some type of come up off of saying something to trash or denigrate that man every chance they get. Because right now that's where that's where a lot of these people are at with it.
Yeah.
And I just believe for 1 minute, for a lot of reasons, if you really take a look at, I mean, Lady Gaga took a song off that she did with R. Kelly. Then she wound up in that movie called what was The House of Gucci, whatever the case may be. That movie popped up and she was featured in it. That's a prime example. That's a prime example right there.
But wasn't she just on the floor on the stage with R. Kelly, letting R. Kelly grind on her?
Yeah, and then she wound up. She took the song, talked down about him, and got in that damn movie. What was it, House of Gucci, whatever it was?
Exactly. See, this is what I'm saying. So it's all good when the man producing, writing for you. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's not like the man been sitting at home. He is still, even to the point almost to his arrest, this man was still giving y'all hits.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't saying nothing.
But that's how people go against you. Just like even if you look at the Young Dolph situation, like if you go back to Dolph and you really look at the situation, like Gotti just signed the shorty, whatever her name is, Glorilla or some shit like that. I can't remember. I can't remember exactly what her name is.
Glorilla.
But at the same time, before that even happened, she was like, "Oh shit, Dolph better than all of y'all." But why would you go back and sign with the motherfucker that you say that we know that they've been beefing forever?
She
you know what I'm saying? Since we even known Dolph. And why would you even put yourself on the line to put yourself in a situation like that?
Because she was a Dolph protege. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but that money worth your life? Because I just don't see. I don't see Gotti being like, okay, this is going to be a long-term thing.
That girl signed a contract and didn't read it. She signed a contract and didn't read it. Do y'all see Meek Mill sign a contract with Rick Ross and didn't read it? And now he complaining about money? I watched him. It's on YouTube. You can open up the Google Bible. Meek Mill signed a contract online with Rick Ross and didn't read it. Now, 2022, he's complaining about him not getting paid no money. Trust me, trust and believe that girl signed a contract with Yo Gotti and didn't read it. And by the way, Yo Gotti is signed to Rock Nation. So I'm not making nothing up. And she signed it, didn't read it. Even though this man was killed mysteriously, Young Dolph, taken out.
Getting some damn cookies. I like a chocolate chip ain't that important.
Once again, there's another man who was trying to make moves was killed. Same with Nipsey Hussle. All these dudes was killed.
Yeah, and doing shit for your community and shit, and then motherfuckers want to take you out. Like I really don't understand shit like that.
Listen, man. It may be a little deeper. It's a little deeper than rap.
It did, but how do you explain this? Because I ain't trying to get too far off topic. But how do him and Nas make a song?
Who, Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Because Nas went in. I'm telling you. Nas at one point was fighting with them too. And then he was out. Jay-Z has always wanted, and Dame said this. One of the reasons they don't want Dame around. Dame run his mouth too much. He talk too much.
I believe that.
He say too much shit. And Dame said some shit about R. Kelly. And I believe the reason why he was saying shit about R. Kelly is because he was jealous his girl still had feelings for R. Kelly. That's just my personal opinion. And
You're not wrong there. You're not wrong.
I think he was a little jealous. And it's more of a jealousy thing. But he said some things about Jay-Z as far as Jay-Z he's a jealous nigga. You know what I'm saying? And when you think about Jay-Z and all these other niggas that everybody keep talking about blackballed and they fell off. Nas, right, had beef with Jay-Z. Jay-Z is a gatekeeper. So when Nas wanted to come back in, he got back with Jay-Z. And next thing you know, Nas is like everywhere. But when Nas was like, fuck y'all niggas, the niggas weren't rocking with no Nas.
So you saying he gave up?
This nigga Jay-Z is on record talking about he fucked his baby mama and left condoms on the baby seat.
But I'm just saying, you saying Nas gave up at this point.
Nas gave up. Nas is compromised. That's what I'm saying. I don't care how much knowledge he spent, he compromised. He not making $1 million deals because he Nas. Nas wasn't making $1 million deals before. Nas is making $1 million deals. What's up, Provoked Dogs? Nas is making $1 million deals because he signed with that. He got next to Jay-Z. What 50 Cent say about Nas? He fucked your baby mama, then signed you. That's online. You can look it up.
Yeah,
so,
and you brought up the jealousy point, and kind of going back in regards to R. Kelly. I told one of my friends this. And I think I even mentioned this on a panel before too. They're slowly and surely trying to kill R&B, if they haven't already. Because if you take a look at the current state of R&B right now, R&B is on life support. Let's just be straight up honest. R&B right now is on life support.
Go ahead, finish your point.
And the reason why I say that, the one person that you take out that has the ability to resurrect R&B, you got him locked up.
Yup, and look, I agree with your point, and I'm gonna take.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm about to take it even further than that. Fat Joe, who was in with these people, he had to admit after that versus with Omarion and Mario, right? He said, Fat Joe said on the live Instagram, even though he in with them people, he said R. Kelly wouldn't have allowed this. Ain't no way in the world. Fat Joe said this. Let me tell y'all something. That versus And all this stuff you seeing with R&B is making R&B look bad. It's to further kill R&B. The baby making music, relationships, love, making love. They wanted thugging, killing, twerking. This is what they want. And you gotta take off the head of the snake. The representation of that is R. Kelly. He's the last man standing in R&B.
Totally agree. You took my point. You wrote it in a direction I didn't think about, and I appreciate you for that part of it. I really do.
Just like these little young motherfuckers, just like the little young people, like NBA YoungBoy. He said that when he dropped this album, whatever he finna get ready to drop, I never really was like a fan of him, but I just listened to him, and he said that I ain't dropping another album. And then at the same time, when he said that he dropping another album, they dropped his whole Fed charge from the gun case that he had.
Yeah. You ain't doing no work. Yeah. You know it.
Sure did. And like I said, with the state of R&B currently on life support, and the one person that has the ability to breathe new life on it, they got him locked up right now. So let's take a look at the real big landscape of it.
Okay.
This man, like I said, he's breathed new life into the Isley Brothers. He's resurrected Charlie Wilson's career. He wrote hits for Michael Jackson. Whenever Michael Jackson takes a song from you and he doesn't change one word or note, because I'm pretty sure Michael Jackson has probably made a couple adjustments with some other producers here or there. With R. Kelly, he never had to do that at all. And here's one of the biggest points I believe they're really trying to kill R&B, because you don't really have any R&B groups out anymore. You don't have it's not
you
like
you saying besides just being an individual,
right?
You just saying just like being a group,
right? Because if you didn't have any R&B groups now, I wouldn't necessarily call B2K an R&B group per se. They were kind of like boy bandish and whatnot. Okay, you can kind of put it in that context. But if you really take a look, because like in the 90s, you had a lot of R&B groups. You had Silk, SWV, TLC, Escape, Jodeci, Boyz II Men, Jagged Edge. List goes on and on and on.
And why not? Why not no more now?
Because like that's one of the points I said, because of the fact that it's slowly but surely trying to kill R&B music, and black groups was a big portion of that. Plus, one of the biggest groups ever as far as black music is New Edition. New Edition has not made another album in nearly 20 years.
That's true.
Last time New Edition had an album, it was called One Love, and that was produced by who? Puffy on Bad Boy. That was
what, like
so
99 something. Yeah, that was years ago.
So if R. Kelly could breathe new life into the Isley Brothers, Charlie Wilson, what makes you think that he couldn't breathe new life into New Edition?
And a lot of other people. Think about the new people that's out now that's in R&B. You think you can breathe life into them? Just sitting back doing it. They tainted them. Let's say this man walk out of jail.
Is that why Chris Brown shit ain't go like that?
That's what I'm saying. They tainted it.
But what is it about R&B? What is it about R&B where they don't want motherfuckers to hear R&B? Like how New York trying to be like, excuse me, like
think about that.
Don't want.
What happens when you hear R&B? What happens when you hear R&B?
I mean, you think about love. You think about past
procreation
situations, right? and you feel like that's just stopping it because they don't want how many people living on the earth. They want to control the population.
Why you okay? So let's just say, and we're gonna go with J Rock's point. Remember, you heard the point of conscious hip hop. Why they didn't want you to hear that? What makes R&B any different? What makes R&B R. Kelly any different than Chuck D or anybody else that they got out of the way? that they ain't want you to hear no more? What makes that any different? Because think about it. Right now, music is about trapping and twerking and drilling. That's it. If you had R&B dominant, you had conscious music dominant, you'll have a different conversation right now. The people will respond to that. They want people killing each other, having sex, having babies out of wedlock, wilding out.
Right.
That's what they want. They want a certain demographic to do that. They look like us, a certain hue of people to do that. They want us to be on that shit. We can't do that singing Seems Like You're Ready.
Backyard
Have
party.
on a baby. We can't do that doing that. When a man saying have on a baby, he do not want to kill nobody. He thinking about that one woman he trying to get later on. R. Kelly made you think about, man, I want to get one.
Ain't that how it was when we was at the club though?
Yeah, that's
you
what
know, so
R. Kelly
like
made you think about the woman. They don't need that around. They want you to think about drilling, treat Chief Keef, shooting niggas, killing your own people.
I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. When Feeling on Your Booty came on in the club, you know what time it was.
Oh yeah, I knew what time it was. Woo! Nigga, you listen, bro. J-Rock, come on, man.
You could tell I've been. You could tell I've been to a club or two, so you know I know.
Hey, me and Dave, we was there.
That's
we was there. So
it's one of my R. Kelly
was.
favorites. I absolutely love that fucking song because it's not just the premise of the song. He wrote it so well and performed it so. It's a beautiful song, but it's called "Feeling on Your Booty." It's like he made it so well. Everything about the song, because it's like the climax of that album, TB2.com. It's at the end of the album, and it's like he
Is
gave
that
all
his
this
best
other
album?
stuff.
Is that R. Kelly's best album?
To me, yes. My opinion. Some people say 12.
It's like
it's between that and 12 play. They like neck and neck. You know what I'm saying?
TP2 is definitely top 5, probably top 3, at least in of all-time R. Kelly albums. I would say TP2 definitely top 3 because that's another album that changed the game. Because I didn't think to me that once he did 12 play and how he did 12 play, I was like, oof, how you gonna top that? The self-titled album wasn't bad either. To me, when I heard that self-titled one, right?
And the self-titled and the R album, because see, them the two albums that really put him over the top. But when he came with TP2, what he did was, remember, he had I Wish on it. I Wish was the hood. That was
it was on there, wasn't it? I forgot about that. That was on there.
Yes,
yeah.
that album, man, that album is incredible.
Yeah, that was on there. I forgot about that.
Listen, man. This man, people don't know. I gotta listen, man. This man done a lot music.
Yeah, but that goes back to what Boosie said. He was like, man, he done did this for so many people that should nobody even be able to look at that man like that. You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, people don't care, man. It's sad, but if it was like Beyonce, man, people would give out the benefit.
Shit, if people that they kids wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for R. Kelly. It's just a lot of people that got kids right now, and they can't say that if it wasn't for R. Kelly, your kids wouldn't be here right now.
But why you think it's people on TikTok and there's people online right now saying, "Shit, I'm listening to R. Kelly"? I can't comprehend. Fuck that.
I don't know, but that come down to age though, and what the age range is, because
the same age. Listen, the same age as the Isleys. Contagious. That never went away.
Yeah, but somebody, when they listen to Contagious, they know how much of a role R. Kelly played into that they really can't talk about that.
But in Contagious, you know what I mean? He is the role. They all sound like R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Even when they say they part, it sounds like R. Kelly is saying, hey, say this, say that. It all sounds like an R. Kelly song. If you listen to Download and you listen to all of that is just R. Kelly. It's like when you hear Dr. Dre produce beat. You get what I'm saying? You know when you heard an R. Kelly song that was like it's R. Kelly, but he gave it to somebody else. That's what you heard. And R. Kelly was that type of artist. This man has contributed so much to music. Like what I'm saying is, if you think about all them other people, Michael, Whitney, Prince, and R. Kelly, they're all in the same boat to me.
Yeah, and I didn't know about the back. I didn't know about the backstory on I Wish until years ago, when R. Kelly did an interview, and I Wish was actually supposed to be a duet with him and Tupac.
Yup, sure. And then that Best of All Worlds one.
Yeah, because they was going to do that song together. Because he said in the interview, he said, if you really listen to I Wish, the way the verse was going, it sounded I kind of had it sounded like something that Pac was going to do.
Yep.
You really listen to it, it almost sounded like Pac rapping. And I specifically wrote it that way.
You hear in not only y'all, you right, the way he was singing it and the way the beat was sounding. Like when you listen to Pac's Life Goes On, I Wish it's like a continuation of that. I'm gonna give everybody a jewel. If you're a music lover and you got Apple Music, put Life Goes On Tupac and put I Wish right after it. It's almost like when Life Goes On go off, I Wish come on. It's almost like a part two. It's that crazy.
I'm gonna do that. I haven't even thought about it that way.
Yeah, do that. Do that and tell me, and you gonna see the difference. You're like, damn, like they was on the same plane of what they was trying to talk about. R. Kelly had this personal experience with his mother. You could hear it in his voice. Like he was really going through it on that song. That song is incredible, bro.
They ain't want them to connect like that because they was too powerful. They like you know, by R. Kelly being as powerful he was and still is, and how powerful Pac was, it's like we can't let these motherfuckers do this. One of these motherfuckers got to go in some particular type of way. But I'm not really basing it just off of that situation.
It's no coincidence that happened.
But it was like you can't let them do this. He's like on the R&B side, R. Kelly had that shit sold up. For like a 10, 15 year period. So when you put them on the song together, like music would have been different now.
It would have.
You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree with you, and not only do I agree with you, let me take your point and go a little bit further with it.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
Pac died in '96. R. Kelly was like the dominant force in R&B. At least he was kind of like what Steph Curry is coming into his prime at that point. And and the thing with R. Kelly was when R. Kelly and Pac bumped into each other at that hotel outside at the hotel in Los Angeles. Pac told him, he said, man, whenever you want me to be at the studio, man, just let me know. And R. Kelly was like, let me go ahead and get the music together. I'll let you know X, Y, Z. He said, Pac said, no, you're not hearing me. I know your work ethic. I know your music. I know how you get down. Just let me know when and where, and I will be there. And I totally agree with your point when you said they didn't want those two together because those are two powerful entities coming together on one project. And you said something that you don't have no idea on how powerful the point that you just said. When you said about them coming together, being the entity of it, how they would actually change music, you have no idea how right you are.
Well, I mean, like I can really actually look at that because you know I do music myself. So by me doing that and like being able to look at it and see, I mean, like when Pac died, I was in, if I'm not mistaken, I was in middle school. And I'm sitting here and I'm watching everybody come to school and they up in this motherfucker crying. I was like, y'all don't even know this motherfucker. And that go back to like looking at Michael Jackson. Like Michael Jackson was having motherfuckers just fall out of his shit.
Michael Jackson.
You know what I'm saying? So when you look at the power of what people have musically, and and start to see some of these newer artists with the ability to do some of these things, they get rid of them. They got rid of Nipsey. Not saying that he was on a level exactly like how they were. I wasn't saying that. I was saying like how he was trying to make a change. You could go back to XXX Tentacion or however you say his shit. They got his ass up out of there because he was changing. When you do stuff and you changing, they don't like it. That's why you see people like J. Cole. Like J. Cole is a very big artist. And you would be like, you would think that he should be bigger than where he's at.
Yeah,
Now,
I've heard of J. Cole. J. Cole got some good stuff though, for real.
Yeah. Or you could go to Kendrick Lamar and you can speak and be like, okay, well, Kendrick Lamar got a fan base though. Like how Drake is, like how Drake move, and whenever his shit drop, motherfuckers gonna go crazy on that, even if it's good or bad. That's how I didn't even know Kendrick Lamar shit was like that. I was listening to the first couple of songs in his album.
Yeah,
I was looking at the like what everybody was saying, and that's how I figured that out about Kendrick Lamar, because I ain't know that he had a fan base that was really like that.
Yeah, but you know the thing about Kendrick Lamar is this: Kendrick Lamar came out of Compton, so the foundation for Kendrick Lamar was already laid. You had NWA, then they split up, and then Ice Cube went on his way. Dr. Dre still had success of his own. Then you had DJ Quick, also out of Compton. So you already had two great producers in that background, along with lyricists like Ice Cube, and then the success of Eazy-E, what he had. Compton became really strong, and they had the foundation in a rich soil that Kendrick Lamar was able to grow from. And I know he has taken pieces from even the game at certain points. The game also. So he's seen it all with a lot of these other artists anyway. And I think from all those styles came Kendrick Lamar. And Kendrick Lamar is the beneficiary of everything they've laid down.
Yeah, but see, like I say, if I broke it down, like Kendrick Lamar is like that person that's supposed to do the crossover side. When I say what I mean by crossover, like when you listening to like Jay-Z's and Pac's, like Kendrick Lamar is that one person that can go to that other side and show you like shit, I'm actually really colder than what people think that I am. You know, and still hold my own against a big artist like Kendrick Lamar is one of the very few people that I know that could get on a song with a Jay-Z, or even though people don't even want to listen to it, I'm talking about on the lyrical side, like maybe an Eminem or something, and be able to really actually hold his own where you're not finna take my song over. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, here's the thought. Here's my thought about Kendrick Lamar. I think Kendrick Lamar is a type of artist you could stick Kendrick Lamar in the 90s and he can hold his own. I believe that's how much I think about Kendrick Lamar and his talent and his ability.
Can J. Cole do that?
I believe so. I believe so. I think I don't know, probably lyrically, possibly. I think, you know what, I think he probably could, because the fact back then hip hop was you had a little bit more of a multi flavor in the early mid part of the 90s. So he probably could have held his own even during that era. You know, but when everybody started, because Biggie was borderline prophetic on Big Papa when he said money, hoes, and clothes, all a nigga knows, which is ironically what a lot of people are rapping about to now anyway.
Yep.
So
yeah,
Biggie was borderline prophetic when he said that. And going back to the point with Tupac and R. Kelly. Another reason why that album, if it would have been done, would have been so powerful. Biggie and Pac had been beefing for a long time on wax, interviews, whatever the case may be. R. Kelly had worked with Biggie at least about 2-3 times already.
That's fact. Yep.
So if there's any one artist that could probably bring both of them together on one track, it would be R. Kelly.
So that was your whole point that you was trying to make out of all of this. And I agree with that. I think that that's what it was, and I don't think that they wanted. I don't even think Jay-Z wanted to see that, since he had already been through that situation, and they went through a lot of shit trying to get that album out when they dropped their album.
Remember, Pac was dissing Jay-Z.
Yeah,
he hated Jay-Z. So Jay-Z wasn't out of the. You know what I'm saying? So. When Tupac died, a lot of niggas said, "Yeah, woo." You know, I'm happy he gone. Like a lot of niggas saying, R. Kelly. When R. Kelly first got in trouble, niggas like, "Yeah, woo, get him up out of here," because they never knew. Like, remember, R. Kelly reinvented himself 3 or 4 times. That's never happened before.
Yeah, but that's talent. That's talent right there, of being able to really actually do that. And that's why, like, out of any of these new artists, I respect the Baby, not Lil Baby. I respect the Baby because he came with a whole totally different sound, and really, you don't really hear nothing like that no more.
Yeah, but then he took sides with the Tory Lanez thing, and then that was it for him. See what I'm saying? They came up after him. I'm telling you, it ain't coincidence that these dudes they getting these dudes up out of here, man.
No, it's not. It's not coincidence. And just like I mentioned, like when Biggie and Pac might have been beefing, R. Kelly would have been one of the first ones to bring them together on a track. If they brought them together on a track, what would happen? A buzz would have came out. Biggie and Pac was on the track together. Is it a possibility that an album could come out with Biggie and Pac?
Mm-hmm.
Because of R. Kelly? And if that happens, R. Kelly would have been on that. Possibly Dr. Dre would have been on that also. That might have been because Pac and Kels would have been probably the biggest hip hop R&B album of all time, and then you would have had the biggest hip hop album of all time if Biggie and Pac was together.
So now think about that.
Could have totally changed some music.
So what would that put a Jay-Z? So you got two young men.
He would have been at the bottom of the barrel like how he was before they wasn't here no more. That's all.
Two young men died, right? 2 young men died. Tupac and Biggie died, young ages.
Now, Dave, you already know me and you had this whole long ass conversation, and me and you talked about this as far as separating Biggie and Pac, and you know what I said. And I know what you said. You said on the Time of Wise, you said that Biggie was like this. You felt like that he had more of that ability to be able to do this. And what I said was that I felt like Pac was more on a way of being able to catch people. So like both of them being together, like that would have been something crazy. That would have changed everything, and you probably wouldn't have known who a Jay-Z was, or anything that came after them.
Well, let me tell you this: if Jay-Z didn't benefit from it, he happy it happened because he benefited a lot from Tupac and Biggie being gone.
I don't disagree with that. That's kind of like, I don't think Jay-Z's losing too much sleep. I'll say
no, he not. He'll say RIP and put a shirt on, but trust and believe, if them 2 men was living, he wouldn't be the Jay-Z that we see now. Most people say it, but he know that in his heart that it wouldn't have went that way. Like even New York would have went the Biggie way. He know that it wouldn't have went his way. He know he took advantage. That's why Cameron said, Nas said, how many Biggie rounds gonna come out your fat lips? Now, I I ain't say that.
Yeah, yeah, he said that for real.
Yup, and he said that for a reason, though.
The best diss track that we done ever heard on the face of the earth.
He said that because the nigga was
You know
using
what I'm
his
saying?
dad. You listen, when the Remy's in my system, ain't no telling what I fucking give it to me. One of his biggest hits off Biggie's rhyme. Trust me.
Was it respect though?
Guess what though? That's
I'm
the
actually
song
on you answer the question.
that R. Kelly on.
But I'm saying, but I'm saying, was it respect though?
No, it wasn't respect. It was stealing.
It was just stealing.
I think. Let me use this to push my shit. Is Biggie Mama, could she not want for nothing? Because according to people that's around her, it's the money ain't as right as it's supposed to be. So why ain't Jay-Z set that right? Ain't he a billionaire? I'm just saying. Forget Puff. He a snake.
But if that's your biggest artist though, why you wanted him out of here?
Who, Puff?
If that's your,
how much money did Puff make? Okay, what happened to Puff career after Biggie died? How much money he made? That's the question people gotta ask.
I know, and that's an easy answer. But if you want a continuation,
but Biggie was the number one nigga. What was Puff?
Some people is better off. Some people are better off dead than alive, though. And maybe he might have been one of those people for him.
Some people want the spotlight, and if you out the way, they can get that spotlight.
But it ain't Diddy though. Diddy ain't no artist like that could have ever did anything.
He
what
never was
he
nobody
did, though.
until Biggie died. When Biggie died, he had number one hits. Why is that?
He had a couple of situations going on.
Now when
with
Biggie
some
was
of the
living.
other artists though. With some of the other artists though.
But you know what?
But they probably weren't as big as that though.
I think I see where Mad Pill going with this though. I think I see where you're going with this because after Biggie died, Puff became more in the spotlight because him and Mace had collaborated a few times already.
Yup.
Then 112, you know, they was around when Biggie was alive in the late years before he passed. 112 was there, you know, and then it just kind of blew Puff up, and it became Puff and Mace after
And
Big.
And then when Mace left, it became Puff, the Puff Show.
Right.
And then Puff and Bad Boy, Puff and the Bad Boy family, they made an album.
And then he was still making some tracks off of verses Big had already laid down before
Exactly. He was rapping all. So Big, go listen to Gene Deal, his former bodyguard. He'll tell you, Big was writing verses for Puff, and he was just listen to some of that early Puff, and you tell me Puff can rap that good. He can't rap now.
But we ain't talking about rapping. We talking about like the
what I mean,
the
it
shit
ain't
that a motherfucker wrote, and then like you do that.
That's
There's
what
a lot
I'm
of
talking
motherfuckers
about.
that do that.
If it wasn't for Big writing for him, when Big died, and after the Big verses wrote dried up, most of them people that was around Big fell off. Even Lil Kim. I'm just keeping it 100. Most of them fell off when the Big verses dried up. Right. Puff was good at signing new artists and being able to put himself all in the video, all on the record, dancing. That was Suge Knight was trying to tell y'all.
Yep.
He was basically trying to tell you that his man ain't no star. Big is the star, but he all in the video, all on the record, dancing. That's what that man said.
Mm-hmm.
That's
did Puff get Biggie killed?
He benefited from it. I'm gonna say that.
I'll say that.
I'll put that out there.
But also, let's keep in mind, Biggie died March 9th, 1997.
Mm-hmm.
His album dropped, what was it, May 25th?
97, yep.
So his album dropped 2 months after his death.
Yep.
That album, if I'm
that was the double disc?
Yep, Life After Death.
Life After Death.
That was the double disc.
You see a video with Mason Puff on it with him not on it. Money, more problems. Big record. So 6-7 million.
Yeah, and see, and the thing with that, if I'm not mistaken, I think Life After Death went 10 times platinum.
11.
Excuse me, 11.
Diamond.
Yeah, I knew it went at least 10. For sure.
Who got money off that? Y'all, is the public gonna tell me that Puff didn't get $1 off that? 11 million times $20 that we was paying. I paid $21 for that motherfucker when it came out. I remember I paid $21. Double this, $21.
Didn't it debut #1 when it came out?
Yup, #1. It was #1 for weeks. It was crazy. And you had More Money, More Problems on there, and Hypnotize. Hypnotize was the first single. Then it had More Money, More Problems. More Money, More Problems was Biggie record. It was not Puff record. It wasn't Mace record. People gonna have to understand that. Puff pushed it like it was his record. You remember the video? #1. Here's another thing I'm gonna give y'all before we go. At the BET Lifetime stuff, he was doing like a rendition, and he had people coming in doing the More Money, More Problems, like a remake of it. A lot of different people. That's not his record. It's Big's record. Big wrote that record. Mace wrote his part. That's why Mace going at Puff. He is making it seem like that was his record. He didn't write Can't Nobody Hold Me Down. Mace wrote that. Most of that first album, Puff Daddy and the Family, Mace and Big wrote that. When Big died, Mace wrote the rest. He ain't write none of that shit. And he's going around acting like More Money, More Problems is his song. All About the Benjamins, Jada wrote his verse on All About the Benjamins. Jada Kiss. It's all online. So for him to sit here and act like, oh, well, I did this. He didn't produce these records. He didn't write these records. Stevie J was writing these records. Mario Winans was producing and writing these records. He was not involved. He came in the studio and he took advantage. That's why Mace going at him. He don't deserve that. Big dying. How much money he had before Big died? How much money he had after? He a billionaire now. Was he a billionaire before Big died? Even with Biggie? Nope, he wasn't. Now that's fact. No. So y'all thank y'all everybody for listening. Thanks, J-Rock. What's up, Will? Thanks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We back next week, y'all.
Thanks.
We
y'all appreciate it, man.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night, man. I'm out.
All right.
All right.